Hello and welcome to this one shot of How to Be a Better DM. I'm here with Don and his son James. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Hi there.
Hey, and today we're going through a one shot that I made. Um, the title I've played with a few different ones: Wedding Misfortune, Unlucky Nuptials, whatever it is. It's about a wedding, and I'm excited for this. Okay, let's just quickly. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Wedding Misfortunes. There it is. Okay, perfect. And are you seeing this?
Yes, I
Yes.
am.
Perfect. Okay, so first things first, introduce your characters for me.
Okay. My character is a human named Flint Thornberry and has shoulder length brown hair, kind of in a ponytail, and wears a gray cloak over leather armor. Um, has a beard, well trimmed, and is a little over 6 foot and weighs 144 pounds. So pretty slim fellow.
Perfect. James?
So mine is Creed Fallsafe. He's a monk of draconic dragonborn origins. He's standing 6 foot 6 inches tall at 320 pounds with bronze scales, and he typically wears a light white tunic and a big brass buckle belt that matches the color of the scales. So he's a big, uh, stout monk.
Yeah, that's I love that. And tell us a little. I know that these are kind of this is a one shot, but you guys are going to a wedding where there's food. What would you think that your character's favorite food would be?
Uh, my character, because of his the monastery they came from, where they used to brew a really strong liquid called fire water, and they'd have these big barrels that they carry around, and you'd say that the headmaster would always say that the fire water is done when it matches the color of your scales, Creed, and so he is partial to strong liquor.
Ooh, I love that.
Flint's a lot more mundane. Roasted quail stuffed with various kinds of fruit. So figs and
Yes.
apricots and things of that sort, but quail.
Perfect. I love that, which especially fits. I mean, with him being a druid and everything, right? I love
Exactly.
how both of these like tie into like the character's class really well. But you described it perfectly. I love that. So on this day, it's a bright, sunny day, perfect day for a wedding. You are both uh, in a good friend of yours, the Princess Diana, uh, of a kingdom nearby named. Uh, oh, sorry, I've got to look my notes real quick. Of the kingdom of Antor. Now, she has been a friend of yours for many years, right? Creed, specifically, when you traveled around as a young monk, your master, the kind of head of the monastery that you were at, he had close ties with the royal family, and as a young child, you would spend time, in the castle pretty often during visits, bored out of your mind. But of course, you're a monk, so you were expected to kind of be respectful, be reverent. But a lot of times you ended up wandering the halls, and that's where you met the Princess Diana. And from that early childhood day, from those early childhood days, you kind of built up that rapport. And Flint, honestly, you've just you father for honestly years. You've always been kind of a shoulder to lean on for him to seek counsel from. Uh, but I mean, it's a wedding. Everyone gets invited. You guys are close friends with the family, and on this special day, you actually. Um, uh, let me actually. I'm going to switch over to this tab.
You're coming through kind of quiet again, Tanner. So
Quiet
maybe,
again? Okay.
yeah.
Maybe I
Yeah,
just need to get closer.
we're going off of just a laptop speaker, so it's probably on our end as well. But
Okay, let me check this real quick. I think it should be fine. Let's go with.
you might turn up your gain as well.
Yeah, that might be worthwhile. Give me a sec. Okay. Okay. There it is. Okay. You can see my mouse on here, right?
Yeah, we can see the
Perfect. Okay. And now we're going to move over. So you are in the town, in the capital of Andor, and you go towards this massive cathedral. It's kind of near the outskirts of town, but it's this cathedral that for the generations of the royal family, they have been married here. It is the And in this cathedral, you go up and you see just beautiful fields on either side. It's a very bustling city, but they've kind of set us here. And while you're going, see a lot of servants bustling here, to and fro. And as you get shown in, one of the servants, the steward, sees you, and he comes up and he says, May I ask, where are you from? Who are you? I'm very busy. Are you here to help or are you a guest?
We're both guests. We've come to see Princess Diana married today.
Princess Diana, of course. I assumed as much. May I ask for your names?
Creed.
And I'm Flint.
Creed and Flint. Why, you don't mean Thornsbury and Creed Falsafe, do you?
The one and same.
The very ones.
Okay, perfect. You may be just what the princess has been asking for you. We've honored you weren't coming. Please follow me. And he leads you through the major hallway into some side rooms. At which point you enter the room. And this room, it's a little room set aside. You see a lot of ladies in waiting helping. And in the center, you see the princess. And she looks disheveled, to say the least. She looks stressed. She's talking to people. She's pointing, for people to grab things. They're doing her hair at the moment, and it's not the picture of serenity that you usually would picture. And you both have known her, since she was young. She doesn't get easily frazzled. In this case, though, she definitely has been. And so, what's happening here is she sees you, and she kind of shoos away the ladies in waiting, and she walks up to you and grabs your hand, and she says, "Oh, I'm so pleased that you could make it. Please have a seat."
Certainly.
Um, and she asks you a little bit about where you're from, things like that. A little bit of small talk, but then she kind of gets to the point, and she says, "Now, I hate to upon you when you've come to celebrate with us on this special day, but frankly, it hasn't been so special. A lot of our plans have fallen through. Frankly, we where to begin? First, the ring bear, frankly, just ran off, and we expect that he's just a little, how do you say, scared, shy, frightened. We don't know. It's a busy day. There's lots of people, and to be the ring bear is quite a lot. And then
from the
bake
baker with
my cake, and the flowers my
wilted.
uh, extraordinarily quickly. Luckily, my maid of honor, Camilla, helped with taking care of that. But you two, Creed, Flint, I need you to help me. Do you have time to help me
Certainly.
fix
We're at your
this?
service.
Certainly, my lady, we are here to serve you in any capacity we can render aid to your fineness on this special
Okay.
day.
Oh, that you have no idea what that means to me. It's truly a blessing to have you in my life. If you would, do you see Clarence? He's around the corner in the hall. He's the captain of the guard. I've informed him of the situation, and uh, I think there's a couple things you could help me with. Um, and luckily, we have a few hours before the wedding. I'm really hoping that we can wrangle this together and just have a beautiful day. Thank you.
Of course, we bow very low and exit the room and look for the captain of the guard.
Look for Clarence.
So Clarence, he's off to the side. He's got brown, kind of graying hair, but just like a really thick beard, and he's just folding his arms, watching people walk down the hallway, like kind of eagle-eyed, making sure no one's doing anything funny, just guarding the room where the princess is in. And he sees you, and he's like, "Yes, what is it?"
It's Captain Clarence. Princess Diana asked us to assist her and directed us to come and speak to you about how we might be of service.
Okay, well, um, frankly, ugh, any help would be appreciated. I would do it myself, but I have my duties here. First thing on the list, I guess, would be the ring bearer. F- We think he ran out into the gardens. We can't tell. He's rambunctious, and a lot of people don't like acting with him.
So would you go out to the gardens?
And see if you can't bring him in, make him feel welcome, and just find out why he ran away.
What's the lad's name? What's his description?
Lad's name, let's see. Brown hair, kind of a thick boy, like sturdy, is how I would put it. Uh, his name is Jojo, and frankly, I've gotten along with him. That's putting it mildly. Uh, yes, Jojo, you can miss him. I think he should be the only ones, and he's
Just
How old is he?
for the. Oh, he's only like
oof,
year and a half.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
A child.
Toddler.
We will find this. We will find this ring bearer and bring him either a fresh pair of diapers or the ring. Either way, we swear it on our honor.
Okay, he's a. Oh, be careful out there. If you need any help, don't come asking me. I don't have help to give. But best of luck to you. Um, and then he kind of like snaps at passing a lady, and he's like, "Would you guide them to the garden? They're looking for Jojo." And she kind of like nods her head curtly, and then leads you to the garden. Let me switch to that scene real quick. Okay. Now, let me zoom out here a little bit. Okay, so you will see here, you both enter, and let me put your pawns on the map real quick. But you enter a garden, and it's an enclosed garden, which is good, at least for the purpose of your of doing what you need to do. But in terms of what you see, it's green. It has a couple gazebos, one off to the right near the top here that you can't fully see. That's got stone pillars. You see a
Right.
lovely pond there, and then beyond that, You see a central little gazebo. Off to the south, you can't see it very much, but there is what looks to be and I'll reveal some of this for you. Uh, it looks to be like a hedge maze happening over here.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
um,
All right. Okay. Yeah, it's off the screen, but down at the bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So
And so you guys arrived there. Let me put your characters
okay,
on.
so
here.
we're at the sort of top of the screen then, kind of overlooking the pond and then looking out past the gazebo.
You guys are going to be right here. Let me come on.
Not seeing your cursor.
Just a minute. Let me. I'm just going to put your characters down here real quick.
I'll just do that.
Let's do. This looks like a pretty good one.
We do this. Then we'll kind of make it so we can make it big. Also, you might be able to go into roll 20 and just see it there. You good with that?
Okay.
Okay, I see it's on the right hand side. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Just, yeah,
Okay. Let me go here and here. Shrink you down a little bit. Make you smaller so you fit. Okay. And you guys see the grid there, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so you enter here on the what is that? East side of the garden.
Okay. Yes.
Where do you guys start looking?
So I guess first off, let's just take a kind of a broad scan, over the entire area that we can see and see if there's any telltale signs of either JoJo or maybe a track. Maybe we could see his path going over the grass where it's, maybe damp and he left footprints, or if there's
Okay.
any clues as to which direction he may have gone.
Yes, of course. For that, I'm going to need a skill check. Now, you could use survival or you could use perception. Which would you guys prefer? I mean, you can each choose individually, of course.
I think my perception's pretty good. Wisdom of 14, but then active is a +4.
Okay, so +4 to wisdom, which would help your perception. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. His is much better than mine, so I let him do the seeing, and I eye for vagabonds or this 2-year-old child.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Flex my fists.
So do you want us to roll, or are you going to roll for us?
Yes. Well, what would be easier for you guys?
We can roll.
Okay.
So I'll roll as well, but
Okay.
I get a smaller.
I got a 14.
I have a 19.
So 14 plus 4 is 18, and
And 19 plus 2 is 21.
Oh, great. Okay. So you guys see two things. One, you see these large circular tracks kind of going through the grass.
okay.
Kind of. Do you guys see that green
Yes,
circle?
just kind of meandering about.
It kind of, and then they disappear here, and that's all you see is that they kind of go into the water, large circular tracks, and then somewhere up here, you hear kind of like a snuffling, or a sound.
Okay, we're not seeing where the snuffling sound was
Can you
coming
do that
from.
again? Sorry, we're kind
No,
of zoomed in. so-
you're hearing
Oh, okay,
a
on
snuffling sound
okay.
kind of up
Like
here.
kinda
There's a wall
northwest
here
corner.
that here and here that you can't see as much.
Okay.
I see.
But yeah.
Okay, so I guess let's go over to the edge of the pond. That kind of, I'll call it the southeastern end of the pond there, and look into the water and around the bank to see if we see any further signs. Are there circular footsteps? Are they toddler signs?
They're not toddlers. Well, No, they're not what you would consider toddler size.
Okay. I think I'm gonna. Is so the. Am I seeing a little wall that we've kind of passed over? Is that obscure the vision, kind of on this lower
There's,
part of the?
let's see, like right here. Oh,
So
it's not working.
So it's kind of a sunken garden. Yeah, you kind of step down
Yeah.
into
Yes.
the pond level. Okay.
So
okay.
down here, there's kind of like a pond level,
Yes.
and then. Oh man, my cursor thing's not working. But anyway, yeah, if you go up here, there's kind of like a wall, and there's a
Mhm.
space over here,
Mhm.
and then it's kind of a sunken garden. There's a little bit of a stone path right here as you go along,
Okay. Yep.
and
I
then,
see. Oh yeah, kind of along the edge of the pond. Got it.
yeah,
Okay.
and then there's also a path which it's sunk in, like you said, where you step down here, and then you can step up here. There's a path over
Okay.
here.
Got it. Okay.
So my guy likes to show off a little bit, so he's going to he's going to kind of walk along the path there, but kind of jump around, kind of almost acrobatically, almost kind of showing off to Flint how this 6'6" draconic being can so easily skip between rocks.
Okay,
And
okay,
he's
let's.
gonna.
This is more for fun, but roll in acrobatics.
All right. I have a +6, so I have 3 plus 6, so I have a 9.
Okay. So you're pretty acrobatic, and initially you're just crushing it. But then, like, you land on a stone at the end, and I think you got a little comfortable, and your foot like slips in, and you're like your left leg up to the knee is in the water, and you're just it's just silly.
The abbot would have my head if he saw me like this.
The model of poise.
Okay, but from here, we'll say that you get up here and you can see more, and what you see kind of you'll see. So on the right, you notice this gazebo that I'm revealing right now,
Okay.
and it's there's nothing in there. You do see some what look like muddy, like large circular footprints, and you even see some what look like almost like claws attached to them, and you see off to the left, you see the source of that snuffling sound. There, near a fountain, a bear,
Oh my.
and it's
Definitely not a
kind of
toddler.
yeah, you see that it's drinking the water, and it kind of like it notices you because you just stepped into the water,
Mhm.
made that little bit of a splash. It turns towards you, and you notice that it has some what looks like reddish purple coloring matting around its mouth, and you also see some flowers on its head. And during this time, what have you been doing, Flint?
Well, I was watching
Creed.
Creed with his dancing on the stones and following after a bit more carefully.
Okay, let's have you also do an acrobatics.
All right.
It's only fair.
I come with an 18, so I dance
Okay.
across.
So while he was putting on a show, you're just like leaping one to one over twice, like while he's still pulling his leg out of the water, you like step past him, kind of thing, right? And so you both see this during that time. What do you guys do?
Is the bear a part of the festivities?
I wonder if it may be the child transformed into a bear with the little flower tiara.
Okay.
Do you have such skills to figure out the truth behind this?
Well,
It
I'm
even
going
is the
to
case?
I'm going to try my animal friendship spell, and if he is an animal, then presumably that will help make him not hostile or less hostile.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a
And it's good that you do this because he kind of like when he saw you, he kind of like started almost like bristling, like he started like pawing at the ground
Fine.
and
calm
just
down, big boy.
like shaking his head.
Right,
And
right.
yeah,
It'll taste my fist to be crossing that bridge.
So animal friendship is a first level druid spell.
okay,
Casting time is 1 action. So the spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must be able to see and hear you. If it has an intelligence of 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration, which is 24 hours. If you or one of your companions harms the target, the spell ends.
okay, okay. Let me real quick. Okay, so make that roll.
So it has to save versus wisdom saving throw. And so my spell attack modifier is a +7. I get a 7, so 7 plus 7 is 14.
Okay, and that's against my what?
It's
Beast
beast's intel. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
So if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration.
Right, so the
Okay.
bear would make a wisdom check
Against the fort.
against
So
the
the beast's intelligence is only
the beast.
2.
Okay,
Okay,
so,
so-
it wins automatically
so-
then. I think,
So,
right?
No, well, it doesn't. It's subject to the spell, right? If it's 4 or higher, it could ignore it.
Oh.
So he
Okay.
can't ignore it. So then he has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. The bear does,
Okay.
and I have a spell attack modifier of +7. So the spell save is a 15. So
Okay, I rolled a 16 plus 1, so 17. So it
Okay.
fails.
It fails. All right.
Okay, and so to that, let's, you know what? Let's roll initiative, you two. Let's do this.
6-sided. Oh. Is it 6-sided or for initiative?
For 20-sided.
20-sided. Okay.
And
11 plus.
perfect.
I have a 7.
I have a 14.
Okay, and you add your dexterity modifier to that, I believe.
Yes.
So
That's
say those again.
14.
7 for me.
Okay.
That's
a
5 plus 2, 7.
That's a 14.
But it also
Bear
sounds a little slow on the uptake.
rolled
Yeah.
an 11. So it'll first be Creed, and then the bear, and then Flint. Okay, Creed, what do you do?
So I don't want to kill this thing, but I want to try to give Flint another chance at animal friendship. So I'm going to try to use a stunning strike. So I
Okay.
think I'm going to try to run up and kind of and let Creed or let Flint try.
Okay, let's do this. So roll that.
All right, so I got a 20.
Okay, that definitely hits. So what happens?
So I take my clawed hands and kind of hit the face of the bear kind of a bunch of times and kind of a consecutive hits. You gotta and
Kind of like yeah.
and then he kind of flops over.
Okay,
he's done?
perfect.
Yeah, Flint, try it again.
All right.
How long is he stunned for?
Just one until my turn happens again. Like
Okay,
basically full
perfect.
round.
Okay. So I rush close next to the bear and again do the animal friendship spell a second time, making, cooing sounds. Hey, it's going to be all right. Be gentle. You're good. You're a good bear.
I wonder
Okay.
if you get
Trying to be soothing towards it.
Okay, so roll that again.
Okay.
come on, Flint. I can't keep doing this, man. You got a 3.
3 plus
Plus 7.
plus 7 is my attack. Well, I guess I'm not quite sure. So I guess you would be the one to roll, right? Because you're
Oh,
rolling a
that's right.
saving throw for the bear.
Okay,
so
so I'll
disregard
just do
my
the
crummy
saving.
roll.
So for yours, okay. So I got
has to be
a
the
7
fifth.
plus
Yeah.
1.
So we're
So
hoping
8.
that it'll fail its wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Okay, it only got an 8, so
Okay.
Perfect.
It's seeing
Great.
good sense now.
okay, so it was stunned. The bear kind of like you like hit it a bunch, and it kind of like, and falls back onto its
Drools
back.
on its back.
Yeah, like its tongue's lolling out. It's like, oh, and you guys get up to it. Well,
Yep.
so you guys were able to do that. I'll move you up there real
Yep.
quick.
So I'm up, near the bear, trying to, help
Yes.
it see that I'm not being aggressive towards it. And so now that it's charmed, I'm gonna see if I have like some sort of snack that I might have in my belt pouch that I could give it. So
All I've got is firewater.
yeah, right. Drunken lizard.
Hey, don't
Okay.
fault my religion. This is a sacred liquid.
Sacred liquid that just gets you wrecked.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Makes you
That's
right
right.
with God.
So I pull out some maybe dried fruits and put that down where the bear can eat it. Some little April sweet.
Okay, so luckily, since you were able to do this, the bear is very calm, much calmer than you would have thought. But even so, like while he's kind of like as the stun wears off, he's kind of like he's half eating the fruits in your hand, but then the other half is like pawing at this collar that he has. And roll a perception, you two.
3.
So 17.
So I just have a 5.
So
Okay,
I have
so
a 21, 17 plus 4.
Okay, so Creed,
There.
Good.
and that's it.
It's a bear.
Confirmed.
Still, huh?
I was unsure for a moment, but I think I have that sorted out now.
So for your perception, it was a lot of you just like kind of like brushing your hand through its fur and being like, "Wow, it's a bear."
Yeah.
And then Flint, you're as a druid, you're a lot more aware of things, and so for you, since you rolled much higher, you notice a couple things. One, you see the collar actually has like a name on it, and specifically the name on it is JoJo, and so you guys can surmise that like, oh, this is the JoJo that they're talking about. And second, you notice in the collar, you kind of like the part where he's trying to scratch, you try and like calm him down so he's not scratching your hand off as you're reaching, but you notice that there's like almost like a metal pin that someone put on the inside of the collar, like one that would like stick into his neck, that no one would really notice. What do you do?
So I try to remove the pin so that the collar isn't hurting the bear.
But what purpose would the collar be on the bear to begin with? Certainly our fair princess friend wouldn't insist on such heinous methods of identifying her partygoers.
Yeah, and so first things first, Don, roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay. So sleight of hand, I get a
So
plus
dexterity.
2. Yep. So I get a 6 plus 2 is 8. So not very dexterous.
Okay.
Are you trying to take the?
So you're able to take the metal pin that has been kind of concealed within the collar.
Excellent.
You're able to take it out. However, you do end up like poking the bear, literally, and in that happening, the bear kind of like strikes out at you. He's going to roll to just swipe at you. Let me real quick. Okay, does a 17 hit you?
Yes, I'm armor class 15. So yes, 17 hits.
Okay. Okay, that's
I deserve that.
9. That's
Don't
9
stab the
points of
bear.
damage to you.
How many?
9.
Ouch. That's quite a swipe.
Yeah, 9 slashing damage because like you reached in and you were like trying to get it, but then as you were pulling it out, it wasn't a great roll, and you kind of scratched a little bit along the neck. And he's like, boom, and kind of clawed along your arm, right? Uh,
Understandably.
Luckily, because of the spells that you're able to incorporate, he doesn't like go full like mad on
Follow up.
you. Yeah, he was
Right.
just reacting.
Right. Right. Right.
Shall I give it a try?
And
So
so
I was able to
then
get the pin.
you were able to get the pin out. It wasn't that bad of a roll, but you got some consequences. Uh, Now, Creed, you were wondering about like kind of the reasoning behind this. Roll in uh, either an investigation or an insight check.
Investigation. All right. Insight. Oh, +2 wisdom. Okay, I can take that. So 13.
Okay. You can tell just from how the collar's set up that the collar wasn't meant to have this pin. That's something that someone, it seems like, put in afterwards.
Hmm.
Uh, you don't know what it could mean, but yeah, for now. And you look at the pin; it's a fairly simple pin, but for now, you see that it's actually kind of a little, it has almost what looks like a little engraving in it, and it's just a small little circular kind of C, like the letter C,
Right.
um, and and that's all there is to it. So you guys have, the bear's no longer clawing at its neck. What do you do now?
So just thinking out loud, we were assuming JoJo was a human, but
It's a bear.
and maybe he was a human and has been transformed into a bear, or maybe JoJo was a bear all along,
And no one mentioned it to
and
us.
and that's part of the reason why Captain Clarence doesn't really like JoJo is because JoJo's a bear and a
Yeah.
little more difficult to handle than a 2-year-old.
Sure.
Human. So, are we sort of realizing that JoJo is a bear, or are we thinking that JoJo is a human that's been somehow magically transformed into a bear?
For now, I mean, roll. Let's see here. Let's have you roll a nature check.
Okay, so 8.
Is that plus anything?
Nope, that's the modified nature. I guess +3. So
Not a
Okay,
good day for
okay.
you, druid man, is it?
Maybe I should have a
Honest-
swig of that fire water.
Honestly, for now, you're not sure. Like he looks like a normal bear from what you've seen, but you're not sure like if
So
there's anything special going on.
He's the ring bearer. So
Do we see a ring attached in the little laurel of flowers around his head, or somewhere else attached to his
Okay.
body?
So you look, and you do see, on top with the flowers, you see kind of like a little, not contraption, but more uh, kind of almost within the crown, made like a little nest,
Hmm.
and then fastened within it a little box. And
Okay.
he's kind of calmed down. You open that up, you see a ring. It's incredible. It's got, it's gold, but it has a diamond that's quite huge in the center, cut into a teardrop. It also has like a flare of sapphires. It looks like it would fit Princess Diana perfectly.
Ah, De Beers has come to this world.
yes. Hmm. It seems
All right.
like such an odd thing to have this beautiful ring on a bear's head in a garden with a pin in the collar of the bear.
Right.
This is a curious series
Yeah.
of events, Flint.
Yeah. So just for safekeeping, I secure the ring inside my belt pouch, and since the bear is still charmed, I try to coax it to follow us, so that we can kind of return back to where Captain Clarence and or Princess Diana are.
Okay. Yeah, and since you charmed the bear, and since you still got some fruit, that turns out to not be too crazy difficult. And now we're going to go back to the cathedral real quick. Let me just there we go.
Worked out pretty good. You saw those fists, huh?
Exactly right.
Gave you a chance to figure out your nature stuff again, Druid.
And so you were able to do this, and you go back, kind of leading the bear, because the garden was luckily just adjacent, within this beautiful field surrounding the cathedral, and so what you're able to do is, you kind of lead it in, and everyone just like kind of looks at you, not as surprised as you would think, like they've seen this bear before, but a lot of them still avoid you. And the bear's just kind of, you know, shaking its head every once in a while, following you along, eating the berries that you're dropping. And then at some point, Clarence comes up, the captain of the garden, and he's like, "Well, I see you found Jojo.
Hello,
Wasn't too much of a
Clarence.
handful."
Thank you,
I-
Captain. We were under the impression we were looking for a toddler child, not a toddler bear. But
Well, I did.
none the
I
worse for
told
wear.
you. I told you he was the ring bear, right?
Oh,
thought I was clear.
bum.
My God, I'm gonna have to go return to the abbey to escape these puns. They're not allowed in my religion.
Give me some of that fire water.
Yeah.
I'll take
Well,
a swig, and we brought your ring bear back to you.
I just wanted to. I thought I was being clear. I thought for sure that you'd know about Princess Diana's, dear pet bear Jojo. But I'm sorry, that was my bad. There's but no worse for wear. And then he kind of looks around. And he's like, nothing happened to the ring, did it?
I have the ring, but something that you should be aware of, inside the collar, there was a very sharp point, a needle that someone had put inside of the collar that caused the bear to be upset and hurt. And so that might explain why it was acting aggressively today.
He hears this and he kind of like takes a second and he nods. And he says, "May I see that pin?" That needle.
Sure. I pull it out of a pouch that I put it in.
We'll point out the engraved C that's on the pin. Does this mean anything to you, Clarence?
I'm sorry, are you saying something about me? How dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
He says, I'll tell you what, man. Ugh.
Can I
He
roll
kinda gets
perception to see if he's lying?
Yeah, go ahead. Actually do an insight.
Insight? That's better because
Yes.
I can get a +2. 4 + 2, 6. Okay, so we have no idea. Dad got a 1.
Where am I?
So you
I'm
guys
cheating my
believe
dice out.
everything he says,
Okay.
every single thing, and he says, the world isn't round, right? I'm just kidding. But
You're so clever.
but he actually kind of leans in and he's like, I can't help but share some apprehension I've had. And he kind of looks around, makes sure that none of the servants are too close, none of the bridesmaids or groomsmen, and he says, I have felt for the last few weeks as we've prepared in earnest for this event that things haven't quite been right. This, while some last minute big things have fallen through recently, honest to goodness, I mean, this cathedral, it almost burned down a couple weeks ago. And luckily it didn't. But also there's been quite a bit of unrest in the city against Princess Diana specifically. And I don't know, it feels orchestrated, but I think I always thought it was just my suspicions, but this is different. He kind of holds it and he's like, I'm going to hold on to this, but for now, can I ask you, gentlemen, to keep an eye open as you go about with this wedding? I feel like something's going to happen at the wedding itself, but that's that I could be wrong, and this could be coincidental. But I feel like this is proof. Anyway, uh, for now, let's. We don't have time. The wedding's in a couple hours. We need you to go take care of the next task, the cake. I can take Jojo. He kind of like, uh, he kind of just like he grabs the collar, kind of while also almost trying to keep his body away from it. Lengthening his hand out as far as he can.
Right.
Uh, and he says, "Okay, I heard something happened with the cake. I don't know where the bakery is, but the maid of honor, Camilla, she she should know where the baker is. Um, could you go to contact her and then find out and go to see what the heck is going on with that baker and why we don't have the cake already?"
Certainly. Point us in the right direction, and we'll go find Camilla and try to get to the bottom of this.
Well, actually, she's. Oh, looks like she just got back. Do you see at the head uh, of the? Oh man, what's it called? The main cathedral hall at the end near the altar. That's her.
The
She's
nave.
there.
Okay.
Yes, near the nave. Thank you. And it looks like she has the flowers because she's setting them up. Could you go ask her?
Absolutely. We're on our way. Thank you, Captain. We trot up
Yeah.
towards the altar to introduce ourselves to Camilla.
I mentioned something to Flint while we're away from all the people.
Mhm.
This ring being on the bear's head still troubles me. Why would there be a pin in the bear's collar to bring the bear away? Is there some sort of trap with the ring? Someone could
Right.
have laid some sort of hex on it to curse our fine princess.
That's a possibility. Or they may have been trying to get the ring bear away from Clarence so that they could steal the ring.
Possibility. It is priceless.
Right.
I'm surprised Clarence didn't have us return it. He must trust us better than we trust him.
It's like, we could always like dip, run off and
How dare you, sir?
sell the ring.
Just sell you the fine honor of
Okay,
our
but it's not as good as this ring.
Yeah.
That's right, exactly. What could you give for this ring? No, so we head on up and try to find Camilla there and introduce ourselves to her.
Perfect. Okay. So you go up and you see
Well,
a kind of
okay.
brunette-haired young woman. She looks to be around the age of Princess Diana, mid-20s, and she's in kind of a very decorative bridesmaid dress, and she's like, there's this huge bouquet like at the back of the nave, right behind the altar, and it's got these lovely huge yellow flowers. You've never seen anything like it, and she's kind of just slowly, uh, kind of arranging plants, moving leaves slightly, and as you come up, she turns towards you, and she says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Yes, Lady Camilla, we're friends of Princess Diana, and we understand that there's been some mishap with the cake. So Princess Diana asked us to come and assist in any way that we could.
Oh, there's been a mishap with the cake. What a shame. I had no idea. Well, I think. Oh, well, what would you like me to do about it?
Could you point us in the direction of the bakery, or if you know anyone that
Oh,
might
yes.
be able
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
tell us where that would be?
Okay, yes. So, and then she kind of explains where to find it. She mentions that it's near the center of town. It's down like 3 streets to the east of there, on Jerry Street, and then beyond there, it's kind of around the corner. She kind of gives you instructions like that, and then she says, I do. I do so hope that you're able to make this work. I know that Princess Diana has been, frankly, just giddy over this wedding, and it'd be a shame if things didn't work out. Toodaloo, and she kind of goes back to arranging her flowers.
Okay. So just thinking out loud, the pen has a C inscribed on it. And so we have Clarence with a C and Camilla with a C. So either of them could be, doing something because they're jealous of the princess, or
Why?
angry at the princess, or wish they could marry the princess, or wish they could marry the princess's fiance, etc. So,
Okay.
what do you think? I mean, does any of this seem odd to you?
Why would you have a pen that is engraved with the letter C and it not to be magical? I do not understand. But we will see if the bakery also has a C, and your theory might be confirmed, Flint.
Here you go. Lots of C's floating about. All right, so we make our way into the city then.
On Jerry Street.
Is it Jerry with a J or is Cherry with a C?
Jerry with a J.
Jerry with a J. Okay.
So you guys go there.
Yes.
Let's real quick. Okay, move this. Reach on this player. Okay. Skip tour. Okay, now let me open up the other. Okay, so you guys go to the bakery exterior, and you kind of see that that it's this quaint little building. It's frankly, even though the rest of the city is bustling, and while you're traveling through the city, by the way, everyone's talking about the wedding. You get the sense that a lot of the town is, at the very least, going to line up, when the bridal procession kind of is going towards the cathedral, and away from it after the wedding specifically, because that's kind of like a big event, right? They get married at the cathedral, and then the town lines up and just showers the new, prince and princess, the newly married couple, with just with gifts, with flowers, with everything, right? People are talking about it now.
What's the prince's name? Did anyone mention?
So you ask a random passerby, and someone says, "Oh, why, it's Prince Charles, of course.
Ah,
How do you not know this?"
We're from out of town.
Oh, and then they also kind of like sniff. They're like, out of town and kind of early to drink. No.
Now look here, that's a time-honored tradition for thousands of years. Don't you be making fun of my fine tradition.
They're like, well, I guess it's drunk o'clock somewhere, right?
These people intolerant of finer things.
And so you do this, and you eventually get to Jerry Street. Now, this street, it's kind of like strangely quiet. And as you pass by, you actually notice that there's some unsavory characters around. Just some people, just kind of loitering. You see it just eyeing you up, eyeing up your wallets, especially from the looks of it. There's a few older men just kind of like, off on the side of the street in the pack, kind of laughing, smoking, drinking, glancing over at you while whispering. It's kind of like a little unsavory, and you're a little bit surprised by this. But the bakery, you see it, and what do you do?
So
So it's a quiet bakery. That's an odd thing.
right, they should be
Bustling.
flurries of activity
And lots of
as
patrons.
big an order as they're processing. So
I want to go talk to one of the people kind of loitering around and
the
ask them.
riffraff.
Yeah, I want to ask them about the bakery. Get their take
Okay.
on the baked goods.
Perfect. So you go to some of the people loitering around. Let's say you go to the group of men. And as you walk up, you hear one of the guys just telling the stories like, and then I said, well, if it's such a big deal, pay for it yourself. And, and they all start laughing, right? And then they see you come up and they're like, yeah, what you want?
Yeah, is this a bakery any good? There's no one around it, so I figured the place isn't worth my trouble.
The main guy who was just telling the story, he's, I'm not much for that kind of sweet stuff, but I don't know. I just also think that they I mean, you didn't hear from me, but I've heard there's some unsavory types been around there recently. Not like us, of course.
I was gonna say this
know.
guy is great. He's unsavory himself, but there's someone that's even more unsavory than him. This place must be a
Maggot.
brothel in the night.
And he says, "Well, I mean, it's not like they don't make good stuff, right? Like, I hear they're constantly busy. Like they weren't there freaking 2 months ago,
Mm.
but they're there now, and business is bustling. And then it's just quiet like this. I don't know. I think it's a cover, personally, but like personally, I don't like sweets. I don't like sweets. I don't know.
All right then, I flip him a silver coin for his trouble.
Okay."
Thanks for the tip.
And so you flip him the silver coin. He's like, "Oh, thank you, appreciate it." And then gets back to his conversation. And you look at the bakery. Roll perception.
3 plus 5. I have 5, so I'm just.
So you look and you're like, "Man, I bet they bake bread in there, don't they?"
I smell yeast.
Yep.
What can I say?
Yep. So 14.
Okay, 14. So as you're kind of looking at the front of the shop, you notice that the blinds on the front are down, and the sign is turned to closed. The sign is kind of like a little janky. It's a little, askew, the closed sign. But you notice through like some cracks that there's like some light, and you also see some smoke from the chimney above it. What would you like to do?
You do go through the front, and I go through the back.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
All right, sounds good.
So I'll give you a chance to get around the back, and I'll go knock on the front door.
You are the better looking of the two.
Exactly. All right. So
Okay.
give him a minute to get around back behind. And when I think he's made it back to the back side of the building, then I rap on the door.
Can I roll stealth while I'm doing this?
Yes. Roll a stealth.
Roll stealth, okay. So I have a 4 plus 3, 7.
Okay. Let me. 4 plus 3, 7. You make so much noise. Like you. You're like going around the side of the building, and they have like some garbage, pails out there. They have some various debris like you'll find in the alleys around, a lot of commercial buildings. And you just like, you're hitting like everything every couple of seconds. You're like, oops,
Landslide.
it's just, little by little. And you're like, you don't feel like you've been exceptionally quiet. You get around to the back. Let me quickly just change it over. Okay. So this is the layout. And
So I'm assuming I'm somewhere. I'm
He's-
standing on the left
Yeah, I'm the
side.
blue guy.
yes.
Oh, right. Okay. I see the guys now. Okay. Got it. Yep.
Okay.
So Creed's near
Right there, that's
near the
you.
chimney on the right hand side.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay,
You
got it.
are right here at this door. Right here.
Okay.
Come on. Right there.
Got it.
And so that's the back side. That's the front. And then, okay. So on the back, there's like a little window, a little shutter, and you notice what looks to be, a portly gentleman, sitting, kind of kneeling down right there, in front of the oven. And then there's a man above it who seems to be kind of in a threatening like mood. He actually heard you coming though, and so he turns around, and he's like, and he sees that you're looking in, and he says, "Hey, mind your business."
That's I noticed there's a big cake in the room. I don't know if my character actually sees that or not,
Yes.
but I see that. It's a beautiful looking cake over there. It's almost as tall as I am. Is it worth it?
Yes.
Is it any good?
I don't know. Get out of here. We don't
I'm
care about.
banging on the front door about now.
Okay, you're banging on the front door, and this guy he kind of starts sweating, and so he's like, "No, get out of here! I don't want you near this bakery." And so
Hey,
he
I'm outside the bakery. This is public property, man. What do you want? What do you want me to do? I'm standing out. I'm standing outside. I'm just looking in.
and he says, "I don't got time for this." And he kind of goes up. Uh, he goes up to the door, and he actually tries to open it. And let's roll initiative, everyone.
All right. 20,
So
Plus,
I'm 18 plus 2 is 20.
and I have 23.
Look at you, hot shot.
Oh dang. Okay. So 23. So Flint, Creed 23. And then this guy, he got a 13. So that's it. um okay, so Creed. Okay, perfect. So, first things first, Creed. So this guy is like at the door and he's opening it towards you, and you see that in one of his hands he has like a poker,
Oh,
like
okay,
that's
so
it looks like
that's-
it's been heated up in the oven, almost like a fire poker.
Okay.
And yeah, so what do you do?
I'm going to try to disarm him. I'm trying to see if I
Okay.
get a skill that lets me do that. Sure, I do, but can't find it. Permission. Score. Yeah, I don't have a specific skill to like disarm him, but I'm going to try to disarm him because I don't actually want to like hurt this guy. Would that be
Okay.
like a?
Did you do your stunning
Well,
blows again?
That's like a. I use a key
Pummel him?
point. I don't want to. I guess I could. I want to just see if I can like knock the thing out of his hand.
Knock the poker out of his hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So to knock the poker out of his hand, let's do real quick.
I can do like an
So you're going-
acrobatics or
Do either. It's either going to be a dexterity or a strength check.
it's definitely
and
dexterity.
Okay, so you roll a dexterity opposed by whatever I choose to oppose it with, either strength or dexterity. Kind of get those. options.
15 plus 3 is 18.
Okay. So I got a 19. So you're on. So that was your action. Do you want to
Yep.
move at all, or do a bonus action?
Can you trip him? Or?
Since I'm 5th level, I can do an extra attack. Can I?
Okay.
Yeah. Can I try
Yeah,
to
let's
trip
do
him or
that.
something?
So for that one, now is it a multi attack that you have? Because
It's just a extra. When making an attack action, you may make 2 attacks rather than 1.
Okay, since you did a disarm action though, that we're not going to count that as an attack action.
All right. I try to punch him in the head then.
So the disarm actually took the place of your action.
Okay.
And so you can do a movement action or a bonus action at this point.
All right. I'm gonna try to like somersault over him with some acrobatics.
Okay, let's do acrobatics to see if you can move through his
Plus.
space.
18 plus 6.
Yeah, you're able to. Where would you like to move? Like, are you trying to just get to the other side of him, like right
I'm
there?
trying to get to the cake. 'Cause ultimately, yeah, just kind of like behind him. Kind of.
Yeah,
Just
behind you, kind
beelining
of
for
to
the
where
cake.
the fellow, we're assuming it's the baker, the fellow kneeling by the.
Yes. And that guy, during this time, he was kind of making like pity eyes at you when you were and stuff. But at this point, he sees the tussle's about to happen. He's like, "Man, my dough's cooked. Get out of here. It's not worth it."
All right, so I try to I like somersault over the hot poker guy.
Okay. And how much movement do you have?
I was looking for that on the sheet. I cannot find that.
me see.
You know-
I saw it somewhere.
50 feet or 30 feet or something like that.
It is. I actually have it right here. So it says
Oh,
speed.
there it
It's
is.
like
It's
yeah,
40
speed
feet.
40 feet.
40 feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Doesn't
You're a
have the
fast
movie
guy.
labeled. But yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 5
It's
is 40.
Yep.
So I'm
So
like
you get
over there.
about there. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's your turn. Next, Flint, you're at the front door. Um, what would you like to do?
So hopefully the door is unlocked and I can open it and push my way through. Is
Okay,
it
so you test it. It is unlocked.
sweet? All right, in I go. And I'm heading
Where are you going?
straight,
So there's
straight.
an opening like right around here.
Okay.
Would you like to go there?
Yeah, well, I'm looking. So it looks like there are two cabinets, sort of an L-shaped counter. So
Yes.
two cabinets and then a long counter.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only way through is on that southern end. Is that right?
Yeah. Unless you
Unless I
tried jumping over this,
climb
which
over.
would take twice as much movement and it might not work. But you can
Yeah,
totally go this way if you want.
yeah. Let's head straight for the passage on the southern end, and then come around as quick as I can.
Okay. What's your movement speed?
30.
30. Perfect. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get about here. Do you want to double move? Use your action as well to move another 30 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm wondering, should I have done that instead?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that as my extra to get me closer
Okay.
to
and
Creed
then
and the cake.
another
And we're
6
just here with
moves.
the cake.
Okay, gets you right. Actually, right here. Okay, perfect. So you guys are here.
Okay.
And okay, so now it's this guy's turn. It's the thug's turn. So he like sees what you and he's like, "Oh, Rick, no!" And he whistles like through his fingers. It's a really high pitch, and then he starts like charging at you guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets right up next to Creed, and he's going to do a little thing called multi attack. He's going to hit you twice with the red hot poker, or he's
Okay.
going to try and hit you twice. Okay. So the first one, okay, it's only a 10. I'm guessing that doesn't hit.
Nope, 15.
Okay. Second one. Okay, that's a 17, so that does hit. Okay.
Okay.
And then for damage, 6. He hits you for 6 points of damage and 2 points of fire damage. So write down 8.
Okay, so 8 points of damage. Wow.
Okay. So that's his turn. And, the
Yeah,
baker
it's your
during
turn,
this.
and you don't have to be nice to this guy anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna put some ass whooping on you now, brother.
So I'm definitely going to do my multi attack. Two can play at that game, little boy. All right. So yeah, I'm going to do melee attack. So, all right. So roll 20-sided die. So I get a 4 plus 6 is a 10 for one hit, for one attack.
Let's see. Okay, a 10 does not hit.
Okay. Then my extra attack,
Mm-hmm.
I get a 12 plus 6 is a 18.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Okay, and that's a dice 6 plus 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5.
So 5. Okay, 5 damage. Great. Okay. Perfect. And then that's your turn, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then now it's Flint's turn.
Okay, so Flint is going to cast his Shillelagh spell and attack with it with a +7 modifier, and he gets 16 plus 7 is 23,
That hits.
and it does 1d8 of damage. You want me to roll the damage, or are you going to do it?
No, you roll it.
Okay. So 1d8. That's 6 points of damage.
Oof, that's good. Okay, perfect. Is that your turn?
Yes. Let's
Okay.
do I get multiple attacks? Let me see.
You just did basic attack.
Yeah, one target per attack action.
Oh, and Flint, did you also want to move up closer, or are you fine kind of where you're at?
Yeah. Let me. Okay. So, are there any other people in the room?
Not right now, aside from the baker and him.
Okay. Yeah. The whistle probably is going to summon all the hoodlums outside. So let's take this guy down. Yeah. Let's get up next to
Poker boy. Poker boy.
There you go, Jinx.
Yeah.
So you get up there and you
Alright.
do this, and you guys have hit him a couple great times. Now it's his turn, and he's going to.
So is the other fellow? Is that the baker? Is he like the owner of the shop, or appears to be
Yeah.
a baker? Okay.
And roll perception, real quick on just for the situation.
I have an 8, so nothing.
And 18 plus perception, 4 is 22.
Okay, so as this is happening, you're looking around. You're seeing a few things. One, it looks like the baker was kind of in the middle of stuff before something happened. You see, kind of in this corner, like a broken tray that was dropped. You see that around the baker, kind of like it appears that there was some roughhousing kind of going on, and then the baker. This doesn't look like some random like hold up. The baker's actually like got his hands tied behind him. He's like in a kneeling position. He was kind of, it seems like he was forced there. And you see some burn marks, like little streaks, like one on his cheek, one on his kind of on his forearms that's showing underneath, like below his rolled up like sleeves. And it looks like this guy was torturing him to some extent. And that's kind of where that is. So basically he's going to attack. He's going to go after Creed, who's, right in front of him and who started this kind of whole thing. So he's going to do a multi-attack. One attack and that, let's see, that's going to be for 14. Does that hit, Creed?
Nope.
Okay.
15. That's good.
That misses too. So he missed twice, and you can see that him missing twice because you're just dodging, while he's trying to swing this heavy hot poker, and it's just not connecting. So you can see a little bit of fear in his eyes now. Creed, it's your turn again.
So Flint, yeah. So I shout,
Creed, I'm gonna
"Oh, Creed, yeah,
I'm gonna knock this kid out.
surrender, or you're going to eat that poker."
Not if I can help it.
I'd
He'll
rather
be on the
die.
ground. All right. So 3 misses. Keep the 6 there. 18 for my second attack.
18 plus.
Okay. That definitely
Yes.
hits.
I don't. Okay, just real quick. So do monks have critical success?
Yeah, they can if they roll a 20, then they can definitely
And that
have a
and
critical
that's
success.
and that's unmodified, right?
Yeah, unmodified 20.
Okay, yeah. So 6 points of damage. I'm sorry, 6 plus 3, so 9 points of damage.
Oof, that's real good. Okay, you guys have done a lot of damage, and that's your turn, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Do I get a
Flint,
shot?
it's your
Oh,
turn.
it's your turn now.
So I do say surrender, or we're going to make you eat that poker. And then if he doesn't immediately drop the poker and surrender, I'm going to smack him.
He kind of like, he's looking a little scared. He's looking bloody. He's beat up. His eyes are kind of like flinting around. You can see he's looking at the front door, and he's like, no, forget about it. I don't need to surrender. You guys need to surrender. And he's
Okay.
still fighting.
Wrong choice.
Bad choice. So Shillelagh plus 7, got a 9, and 7 is 16. Does that hit him?
That hits. That hits.
And I do 3 more points of damage.
3 more points of damage. That's great. Okay. Perfect. He is. Oof. He's bloody. He's real bloody. Okay. And so now it's his turn. He looks around. He and he's actually gonna try and book it out the back door. So he makes his move. 1, 2,
Do we get an attack of opportunity on him?
4.
Surely.
Yeah, each of you roll an attack of opportunity. I mean, well, are you carrying a melee weapon, Flint?
I have a shillelagh club and a scimitar.
Okay, perfect. Yes, then yes.
My fists are registered weapons in 6 different kingdoms. I got a 1 and another 1, so I missed this guy.
I got an 11. I don't know if that gets him or not.
An 11 does work.
Woohoo!
Roll your damage.
All right, 1 to 8 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9.
Ooh, that's
Pow!
really
Take
close. Let
that,
me check.
crowbar boy.
Okay. So 9.
This guy's got to be getting pretty low. He's got more hit points than I do.
Yeah, he's very low. You know what? You actually take him down.
Nice.
Whoa! Strike 1 for the force of nature.
Okay, so this guy keels over. I'm gonna delete him.
He disappeared.
Man, that club really does work.
And so, for now, like it's quite like he plops down on the floor, and the baker's like, "Oh my God, you don't know what you've done. You don't know what you've done. What have we done? Oh no!"
Look, man, we're just here for the cake. Just give us the cake and we'll get out of here.
He's like, "What? The cake?" And he kind of like he notices the cake on the counter. He's like, "Oh, the princess's cake? I mean, oof, we can, but guys, this is a really bad time. Like, we gotta get out of here. And that cake, you can't just carry it like nothing. I mean, look at it. It's 3-tier. It's got that buttercream frosting. I mean, and even like the cake itself. I use that sponge cake. You can't just go running down the street with it. And we gotta get out of here.
You're not making any sense. How were you planning to get this enormous cake down to the cathedral?
I was planning on getting it down with some helpers and slowly, but I mean, the Big Tony's guys have got to be coming any second now.
Who is Big Tony? And let's lock the doors before they come in.
Okay, so are you going to lock the doors?
Yes.
I'll run to the rear door.
And I'll run to the front.
Okay, so you guys run to those different doors, and you lock it, and all this time he's like, "Oh, Big Tony, he's this, he's a mob boss. Frankly, I got a big loan from him. That's how I was able to get this business running and so big so quickly. And frankly, I was planning on paying him off for, with this money I'd make from this cake, but honestly, I don't know if it's gonna happen. Someone told his goons that I was planning on skipping town before the due date, and they came early. I don't know what's going on."
More mischief on the wedding day.
I'm sure these old men are named with C's too, if I have my guess.
I mean, there's certainly like Big Tony's got his guy, Curly. Curly. You got
He's got his cousin.
Chuck. You got his cousin. Big Mac with a C at the end. The C's capitalized. And I frankly I don't know. But yeah, so they like I came in, as I had the shop closed somewhat because I was working on this cake, putting final touches. And then he just bursts in and he just starts yelling about me trying to skip town, and that led to this. But I mean, guys, we gotta leave. Is this cake more important than our lives?
all for the princess's wedding day. We will
That's it.
sacrifice much for her happiness.
Okay, and almost on cue of your, you saying that you wanted to do this, um, you suddenly hear like a rattling of the front door being like the handle being shook. What do you do?
We got to get this cake and get out of here.
Certainly, they surrounded the building.
Okay,
So
do you
I could turn into an animal. I have a wild shape that I could dash back to the cathedral, and we could get Clarence and his guys to come rescue. So that's one option.
I'll bar the
Okay.
door, and I can use fire breath to incinerate one part of the building and kind of buy us some time.
The cake is just so unwieldy. That's the
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's
mean,
a-
I've got good dexterity, but I'm sure it's with how I've been rolling. I'm sure that cake's gonna end up in the ground soon.
So
Right.
there's two ways you could do it with the cake. If you're trying to escape, then you either, if you want to move safely, you have to move at half speed. If you want to move at normal speed, you have to roll a sleight of hand check. And if it's low, then there's always a chance something happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't want to ruin the cake. That's a non-heroic thing to do.
Yeah, that's right.
Never mind, the goons did whatever they did. You're the guy that screwed the cake up. So we don't want to do that.
Do you have some sort of like polymorph spell where we can like make it look like one of us has the cake, or like hide someone? Or I mean, I've got a disguise
No.
kit. I could like maybe like I'm like giant draconic guy. I don't know how good that would be.
I could put a spell on you to give you bark skin armor that would help if we come into.
Well, anything
fighting
that
with
gives
them,
me
but-
gives me speed. I've got 40 feet. Maybe I just run away with the cake and come back with the guards,
That's true.
and maybe you like
So I
hide out or
I
something.
have this enhance ability spell which allows you to
Will give me better
go
dexterity.
quickly, give you better dexterity, better movement.
So let's see. So you touch a
237.
creature and bestow a magical enchantment. Choose one of the following effects. Target gains the effect until the spell ends. So bear's endurance, bull's strength, cat's grace, eagle's splendor, fox's cunning, or owl's wisdom.
Right. So
So probably cat's grace.
yeah, that would give you better dexterity and prevent you from taking damage if you fall. So
I have advantage on dexterity.
on dexterity anyway.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Okay.
And
So
we'll
what are you
let
guys
you.
planning on doing?
Yeah. So I'm going to cast the enhance ability spell on Creed, and he's going to try to hustle back to the castle with the cake, while Baker Boy and me open the door and beat up whoever is trying to get in.
So you want to try to like carve a way through, and I'll like run. I'll like jump over them and kind of get past because I assume there's people in the back. I don't think I just
Yeah.
like cut out the back.
Yeah.
And,
I
Do you
agree.
want to do a perception check, both of you?
Okay. 19 plus
yeah, nothing for me.
1, 20. I'm sorry.
No,
I was keep
Perception's 4.
Yeah, plus 4, so 23.
Okay, so so with that, you're able to see that you kind of peek through the curtains, and you see that there's a big, half orc thug, a big old guy. He's got kind of like wife beater on, and he's just towering over a group of like 4 other thugs, and he's kind of like shaking the door, and like he actually like knocks on it, and then from the back, Creed, you're looking there, and you kind of look through the window, and you don't see anyone yet, but you do hear a little bit from the side, like sound, almost like
Yeah.
when you were kind of bumbling through the alley,
Mhm.
kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a hard place to sneak through.
Yeah. All right. So I've got this unarmored movement, which gives me an additional. So if I have the cake, I reduce it in half, so I go 20 feet. But then I've got unarmored movement, which increases my speed by 10 feet, since I'm not wearing armor or wearing a shield.
Okay.
So it gives you 30 net.
Yeah, actually by 5th level. Yeah, no, 5th level, just plus 10, 30 net basically.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we know the front door is not viable. We can't fight through that many thugs
Yep.
carrying a cake. So let's take our chances at the back door.
Okay.
And I'll step out first, and I'm going to be ready to do my spray poison cantrip and poison spray cantrip. And so I'll go out, blast anybody that peeks out while Creed takes off with the cake and heads back towards the cathedral.
Okay. And so right here, I'm going to give you the cake then. Just right there.
Nice. I am
Okay.
now the cake.
And the cake is you. It's a big old cake. So, you've got the cake, and okay, let's roll initiative real quick again.
17 plus 3, 20 for me.
8.
Okay, so we had Creed at 20, 28. I've got a few initiatives to roll real quick.
So again, my thought was open the door with the poison spray ready to blast at anybody that's out there or around.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I'm going to be using my key points a lot to move away. Thank you. There's one called Step of the Wind, which lets me dash speed or jump twice the distance.
okay,
So I'm
Yeah.
going to be like,
cake on the run.
yeah, plus 6 acrobatics. I'm going to definitely be using that. Plus your advantage you gave me. That was nice.
Right.
Okay. We've got
So it gives you an additional
essentially
oh
an
advantage,
additional
right? So you
move.
roll twice and take the better of the two.
Can you repeat that, Tanner?
Yeah, essentially it gives you an additional like move, so you
Yeah.
get to do your action. Well, the good news is you can always substitute your normal action because you usually get a move and an action,
Yeah.
and so usually people can use their action to also move, so you can move twice. For
Ah,
you,
so-
as a bonus action, you could use the Step of the Wind, spend a key point, and then you could essentially get 3 movements.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So you'll
I can
you'll outrun
definitely-
all the brigands.
Well, I'll leave you with a brigand, so hopefully you're okay with that.
That's all right. I'm sure my baker will step to my aid.
And who was it that got the 20? Was that you, Creed?
That was me.
Okay. Thanks, James. And then okay. The first person to go is Creed.
Okay.
Run, boy, run!
I like kick the door open and like sprint out,
Okay. Cool,
cake
cool,
in
cool.
hand.
Cake in hand. Just how we like it.
That's right.
Okay. So you sprint out. Which way are you going?
Towards the wherever
South, huh?
the castle is. So
Okay.
back to the cathedral. I'm sorry. Yeah, back to the cathedral.
Okay. So we'll say that you start heading off. Now you're going to need and remind me, you're going full speed and you're just going to roll the sleight of hand to.
Yeah. So
to
I'll
bounce
roll.
it, okay.
Yeah. So I'll roll. You want me to roll it now?
Yeah. Let's have you roll just one of those right now.
Okay. So it'll be 3 plus whatever I get here. So 16 plus 3 is an 8.
Perfect.
19.
That's great. Okay, so you go, kind of book it. I'm just you kind of book it off screen. But
All right.
the thing is, at this point, those thugs could still catch up to you. And with that being in mind, suddenly the door breaks open, and
Front door?
yes, the front door.
Okay.
And let me reveal this real quick. Okay, token.
He'll come back with JoJo. Still charmed.
There you go.
I know, what the heck. And then you see just a bunch of thugs like file in.
Fireball.
Okay. Actually, it's Big Tony's turn.
Big Tony.
You rolled pretty low, Flynn. and so this guy right here, he's like, he comes in and he's like, "Hey, Francis the baker, what's this I heard about you skipping town?" And the guy's like, "Oh no, it's Big Tony," and the chef at this point, he books it too. He's gone. He's just using the most of his movement to get out there, and so Big Tony, he used his action to break open the door, and now he's a little slower, but he moves up.
Moves
Okay.
up to the counter. Okay.
Yep, and then a couple of his minions, uh, they also were able to roll higher than Flint. One of them gets to here. Another one gets to like right there, and then this guy gets right there. Okay. And so now it's Flint's turn.
Okay, and so I'm still standing by the back door. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Run out and lock the door behind you. I mean, close it. I mean, you have to stick around in there. The baker's gone. There's no reason.
Yeah.
Save your-
I'm gonna dash through the back door and follow the cake.
Okay. Following the cake.
Objective: save the cake, protect the cake. We had
So
some
you
of this.
go- Oh,
Go ahead. Oh, I was just saying we're not here to solve this baker's problems. We're just here to get the cake. Side quest
That's
be
awesome.
damned.
I loved it. I love it. So you guys are all gone and you're going. Now we're going to do a little bit of a race mechanic here. We're going to see. Let's see how fast you guys can run and how much kind of stamina you're able to do. So for each of you, could I get 3? Well, first off, it's going to kind of be an endurance thing where like.
Can't quite hear you, Tanner.
Oh, can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Let me
Yeah,
check.
much
Yeah,
better.
just kind of come closer to the mic. Yeah.
Okay. Let me check my real quick. So first things first, we're going to kind of do a competition. So we're going to have you guys roll an athletics check, both of you.
Okay. So 2 plus 5 is 7.
3 minus 1 is 2.
Okay. And let's see.
There's this like centipede running faster than me.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say since you, if you would like, Creed, you can roll again if you spend a key point to do dash to win. You don't have to.
dexterity though, right?
Yeah, but
So
he's doing an athletics check, which is
Oh,
strength,
right,
so
right,
it doesn't help
okay,
me with
okay.
this.
Gotcha.
But yes, otherwise I would have definitely done that. Yeah, I will definitely spend a key point to outrun these vagabonds. So I'll roll that again and get it.
Okay.
14 plus 5 is a 19. That's better.
Watch that cake
Okay.
move.
The abbot would be pleased.
Okay, and now also roll a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay, so
Yep.
this is where I get my advantage,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is good. So I had a 6 there. 16 plus sleight of hand for me is so I have an 18.
Okay, perfect. So you're able to stay ahead. Sadly, a lot of the thugs actually were able to stay up. Like none of them fell behind with
Okay.
these rolls. Okay, Flint, you're kind of further back, and some of the thugs are going to be like they're chucking stuff at you. You know, as they're running by, like they've got they like pick up rocks and they're like tossing them as well. I'm going to roll. Okay, does a 17 hit?
17 hits. Yes.
Okay, luckily since it's just, they're just throwing any random objects. Since they're throwing random objects, it's not hard, and they only did like 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna go to the next leg of the race. Everyone roll an athletics check.
19.
11.
Okay, now both of you were able to keep up the speed so that Nothing was able to happen too bad. Now, Big Tony, he's kind of huffing and puffing, big, hulking, half orc, kind of charging after you. He's kind of like slowing down significantly. And he actually, like, you're able to turn a corner, he's gone, as well as a couple of his thugs. There's one thug, though, who's very quick, and he's keeping up. And he throws a rock, and this time it's at Creed, and you're balancing a cake. Creed, I'm going to roll the. Oh, missed. Good, good. Because I was gonna roll it to see if it hit you or the cake too.
Yeah, well, I was going to do a deflect missile either way, so I'm glad he
Okay.
missed.
Okay, and now let's do one last leg of the race, and see if you guys are able to do it. Do athletics.
So I have a 14.
I'm 11 again.
Okay. This last thug, you can see like far back, the other guys are dropping off. They're like huffing and puffing. They're like got hands on their knees. They've stopped chasing you. This last guy's keeping up, and he's gonna throw another rock. And this time, oh, he threw an 18. Okay, and he's throwing it at you, Creed.
Okay. So I'm going to do. Okay, the deflect missile just reduces the damage that I take from this. Is he throwing it at me, not the cake?
He's just throwing it both in your general direction. Now, I'll say that if you want, I can roll and see which of you gets hit, or you could do the deflect missile to essentially decrease the damage, but also make it hit you instead of the cake, if you want.
Yeah, definitely that.
Okay,
So-
I rolled a 4 on the damage.
So it's a die of 10 plus my dexterity plus my monk level. So I'm a level 5. So anything I roll, this won't do any damage.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're fine then. You are
I
totally fine.
punched the rock away.
Invulnerable.
Cake in hand, shatter the stone.
Exactly.
Grab it out of the air, turn into dust. The whole
Yeah.
Okay, and then this guy, he sees that and he just stops running. He stops chasing you. He sees that everyone else is behind, and he just kind of like, you see him, the wheels kind of turning in his head, and then he just like slowly stops, and he actually like lays down and pretends like he tripped, because he just doesn't want to deal with you guys anymore, and he doesn't want his boss to know. And so you guys are able to go, and
Go.
let's.
Lucky for them, because I was getting ready to like call lightning on Big
Yeah.
Tony. I was gonna fry this guy. So
Yeah, he was thumbing this call lightning spell like, ooh, baby, this is gonna be good.
my fingers are itching.
Yeah.
All right.
Classic, I love
So
it.
we're back at the cathedral then?
Yeah. So you stop running as fast, and you get there. You're able to kind of go to slower speed, and you're able to bring the cake back safely. Okay.
Princess
So
Diana, delivery for you.
And that's basically where you see that in the a couple of hours you've been doing these tasks, the cathedral has transformed there, whereas people were really busy before. Now you're seeing a lot more guests. You're seeing that the servants are stationed in their positions, in their finest attire, whereas before they were kind of busy. Now you see that the cathedral hall itself is just gorgeous. And so you go in, you talk to Clarence, captain of the guard. He says, "Well, it's about time that you were able to get here. Did anything happen? I mean, I see the cakes. Okay."
We were set upon by brigands. They had captured and held the baker hostage. Some mafia boss named Big Tony chased us all the way here. Fortunately, we were closer than he and his gang.
And more acrobatic to boot.
So you
Oh,
might send a
I'm-
contingent of guards down into the town to take care of all the riffraff.
Near the bakery.
He's like, of course, and he kind of like snaps at a guard, and he's like, and he kind of gives instructions. He's like, go clear out around the baker's shop. There should be a half orc named Big Tony. He kind of relays what you told him, right? And then he says, thank you. He's like, what a coincidence! Of all the days for this baker to have money problems, debt problems, right? Ugh. Princess can't catch a break, but
Apparently
but
not.
at least
But
we're here.
we'll make sure she's got her cake and her bear and her ring. What else needs
Yes.
doing?
No, that's kind of it. He's like, right now, you're free to sit down. He's like, but once again, and as a personal favor, can you keep your eyes out? I feel like the wedding's about to start. Everything looks lovely, but frankly, I don't trust them. And
You
so,
certainly will.
okay. And so you guys are able to do the
Are we going to take
go
a
to the
short rest
cathedral.
then while we're doing this, or are we going to be actively looking around?
It's your guys' call.
Yeah. Let's do a short rest so I can renew my spells and get my key back.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just adding you real quick to.
Key, right? Good, because I'm sure we'll use it. I'm sure.
Does a short rest allow you to recover any hit points?
Short rest allow you to cover. Yes, it does. You just spend as many hit dice as you want to recover.
So we roll like a die or to recover
let
hit
me-
points. One die.
Real quick, this should help. So, hit dice, you have 5 die, and you can roll as many of those as you would like. Because, I mean, during a normal campaign, if you did a short rest, then it's like, hey, before you do a long rest, you kind of have only those 5 different hit die, and you kind of
Right.
choose how many you want to use during each short rest, right?
Okay.
I see.
Okay, so but for this, is just might as well use them all.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I'm recovered after 3 of the 5. So
I am as well.
okay,
Okay,
excellent.
great. So let's move you. I'm just going to quickly place. Where do you guys sit in? Let me real quick.
Thinking let's sit on
Move
opposite
you.
sides of the room.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, and now just to show you what this place looks like. So you see that it's kind of like the tip, like this is the interior of the church.
Right.
You see that on either side, like on the left and right, the brides, maids, and the bride's grooms. None of whom you recognize as well. You recognize a few from past things, but you recognize Camilla. She's maid of honor. She's at the front there.
Yep.
And then you see a bunch of people gathered. You see right here is Clarence. He's kind of sitting at the front pew. You see various other people. Where would you like to sit in these kind of rows?
Since you've got the ring, let's have you towards the front, and then I'll be at the back on the opposite side of wherever you're,
Okay.
because I can make
Okay.
up the distance.
So Creed,
Perfect.
maybe you'll be back down
On the left,
on the left side
near the
Yeah.
pillar,
aisle,
probably.
that southernmost pillar maybe,
Mhm.
and then Flint will be up toward the front where that person with the red outfit is.
Okay, let's do this then. Let's have you like right. So you'd be like right there, and then Creed would be like right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically
Perfect.
Creed wants to be able to get into the aisle and up toward the altar if need be, and then
Cover
same
the
for
back.
me.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
jump out
and
and
actually, during this time, Clarence would have come up and been like, "Hey, we need the ring. The ring bear's coming."
Never heard of a ring before.
And he's like, I kind of skipped my mind before.
This gemstone? You're talking about this ring?
Yeah, we
Yes,
actually
this-
talked that when we were in town on our way to the baker.
Adventure doesn't come cheap, you know.
He's like, you know what? Fine. Here's this, and he gives you like 5 gold coins. He's like, it's certainly not the worth of that ring, but you've been through a lot today.
No,
so you
no
can add that to
worries.
your sheet.
No worries. So pass it along to him to pass along to either the ring bearer or to the groom.
Okay, perfect. And then, so the wedding begins. And you see that already they're kind of traditions for the wedding. Like you see that the bride and groom, they walk up. Princess Diana is right here, and then Prince Charles right there. And you see a priest in between, right by the altar. Um, and the music plays, and it's lovely. And kind of you see the brides. Well, let me move these right here. So first off, the bridesmaids and the grooms uh, come up, and they stand on either side like this.
Okay.
And they're just kind of like a lot like our weddings. They're just standing there, just looking, kind of appreciating the scene. And then up the aisle, you see Jojo coming, and he's got the ring kind of in that kind of contraption, that holding.
The little box thing inside of his flower
Yes.
laurel.
And this time it's open. It's not like covered. And he goes up, and he delivers the ring to Camilla, the maid of honor. And then you see that there's two rings because, of course, it's a wedding. And then the best man, he takes the other one, right? And so, and then he gets kind of let out off to the side, right over here, and there's like a handler and stuff. And so, as the wedding begins, the priest is going through, and he gets to the point where he says, speak now or forever hold your peace. And when that happens, Camilla actually steps up. She steps into the middle here, and she says, "I'm sorry, but I think this ruse has gone on long enough." And everyone hushes. The crowd kind of just realizing, like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on?" She says, "We all know that this is a political marriage, nothing beyond that, and that young girl doesn't deserve someone like Charles." And then, Princess Diana and Charles are like, Camilla, what are you doing? And Camilla's like, "Charles, I've tried to speak wisdom to you that this wedding is a farce and that you deserve so much more, but you wouldn't listen, so I had to take things into my own hands." And at that, you see her kind of from her bouquet pull forth what looks like a wand. And she waves it. And then a couple things are going to happen.
All right, we gotta stop the wand waving at the wedding.
How yeah, man.
That's
So, I know. First thing, let's roll initiative, everyone.
I'm good.
19 plus 2 is 21 for me.
9 plus 5 is 14 for me.
Okay, so you said 20 for you, Flint, and
21.
21. Okay. Flint, and say that again, Creed.
14.
14. Okay.
I have to actually be outside. Maybe not.
I have to be able to see the sky. I don't know if I can see the sky.
I mean, it's got windows.
It's
You can see the sky. It's an open air cathedral. I was going to cast this. Like, I was reading this spell, water whip. So I can create a whip of water. On balance as a creature within 30 feet, and must take a dexterity modifier. If they fail, they get 3 times 3 die 10 worth of bludgeoning damage plus an additional 1 die 10 for each additional key point I spend. So I could like zap this girl with like 5 die, like 8 die 10 worth of damage, just like
Boom.
turn her into a.
Yeah.
Okay,
Punching
let's
bag.
do.
Honestly, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
What's your Flint? What's your dexterity modifier?
My dexterity modifier is plus 2.
Oh man, that's okay. It's a roll off between you and Camilla. For let's do one more roll because you both have got the same roll and the same dexterity modifier.
All right, so I got a 12 second time around.
Okay, so she got 14. Okay, so she's going first, and she waves this wand, which she was already doing. But suddenly, uh, two things happen. And first things first is that a wall of thorns just appears. It kind of it cuts off entirely. You see where the pillars are? Um, it cuts off that place entirely, uh, so that all of the bridesmaids, bridegrooms, they all are, and Camilla and everyone, they're all within just a wall of thorns that you can't even see, what's happening beyond it. I'm trying to.
Yeah, so it's kind of the back part of this right
Right.
here.
So is it possible to somehow get over them? If you were able to fly or something like that, could you like get above the fence of thorns, so to speak?
Okay, so you can. This looks like it was magically induced. Either of you could roll a real quick. Let me just check here. You could either roll a
It's like a dragon's breath. I can like burn my way through.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You could either roll, if you do roll an intelligence check and you get high enough, then you can kind of know what's going on with this. Or you could roll nature, either one.
Nature. Okay, let's see if I get it. Okay.
18.
You're probably gonna get
18.
it.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20, baby.
Okay. Okay. So since you got a natural 20, you're going to get some extra stuff here. But
Nice.
even with the 18, you know that this is the spell, the level 6 spell, Wall of Thorns. And basically, if you are trying to move through the wall, you can move through it either, for every 1 foot, and it's about it's 5 feet thick. So you have to spend movement for every 1 foot. So essentially, to get through it, you'd spend an entire get through 1 square of it.
Okay.
If
But I can't
when you
like jump over it.
How,
No,
how
it's
tall
like-
is the fence of thorns?
It's like all the way to the roof.
Oh yeah, it's like 10 feet high.
10 feet high. I can jump over 10 feet.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that the roof, like it is.
It's
pretty
not a tall
high,
cathedral.
but it's not the tallest cathedral.
Okay.
And so if you get through it, basically you'd have to use entire move action, and then you need to make a dexterity saving throw. At which point, if you fail, it's 78 slashing damage,
Okay.
or halved if you are successful. However, since you got a 20, you know that fire would work. It would take an entire turn for it to burn down, and which would delay you a turn, but at least you wouldn't get hurt. So
Mhm.
it just depends on what you want to do with that. But anyway, so of Camilla's turn. Now it's Flint's turn.
All right. So
Yeah, get the bear to do
with my animal friendship, I try to get Ring Bear Jojo to go and snatch the wand from Camilla.
Okay, interesting.
because the bear is
And-
closer to Camilla.
And he's on the right side of the thorn wall.
Jesus, nature boy, genius.
Okay, so it's been a few hours. How long did
Yeah.
that?
24
Yes,
hours.
yeah, the duration of the spell is for 24 hours.
That's
So we're
perfect. That's great.
chums.
We're
Okay.
good friends, and I
So
will
for
give
your
him lots of
action-
apricots.
For your action, you essentially make him almost like your pet for a turn, and his movement speed, yeah, really good. Apparently, bears have 40 feet of movement. Didn't know that.
Go get her, big boy Jojo.
Okay, so you want him to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, like right there, just kind of muscle through the bridesmaids and like grab that, or just attack. Period.
Just attack.
Just lay on top of Camilla.
Yeah.
Just nestle down and give her a big old bear hug.
Okay, so then are you grappling or
Yeah. Try to grapple. Try to get her to be subdued so she can't cast any more spells.
Right.
Okay,
Since they
let's
probably
see
can't.
here.
Yeah. So
Damage her that hard. I'll do that with my
Okay.
water.
Real quick,
yeah.
you may
we're not trying to kill Camilla. We're just trying to neutralize her.
Oh, of course, of course. So for that,
Ruins a wedding if there's a killing.
The water whip is very clean.
Clean bludgeoning.
8 die 10 worth of damage, man. There wouldn't even be blood left. She would pop out of
Okay.
existence.
so
All right.
so basically, I'm gonna have you roll for JoJo. Roll
Okay.
an athletics strength check with a modifier of +4.
Athletic strength +4. Oh, really?
Rolls a 1.
What was it?
It was a 1.
A 1.
Okay,
+4 is
So-
5. He like licks her half to death.
Yeah.
so you got a nat 1.
Yeah.
Basically, JoJo goes up, and he's like trying his best. You've charmed him. He's also he's a cuddly boy when he's not getting stuck in the neck with a needle, and he like goes to just like literally do it and say roll on top, like lay on top, but then Camilla dodges out of the way, and he falls to the thorns. Like she kind of like shoves him, and he ends up in there. Okay, and so let's have you roll a dexterity saving throw there's no bonuses added to this.
So 11 is the roll.
Okay, let's see here. Oof, buddy. Let's see. Okay, that's not good enough. I'm gonna. Ooh, guys, this is gonna be a rough time for him. Okay.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Princess Diana's not going to be happy to see Jojo being hurt by Camilla.
Yes. Technically,
So-
she did damage. That's right.
So this is like Wall of Thorns. You imagine that this isn't a spell that Camilla could cast on her own, and that's why that wand kind of helped, because this is a very high level spell, and it's very painful. The thorns are extremely long, and you actually see her like kind of shove, like dodge past the bear and kind of like shove momentum, like pushed it into the thorns. It gets really, really like just fully stabbed up, and JoJo is just whimpering in the thorns. It looks like he might not have longer to live, much longer to live. But that was your action. I'm kind of considering that an action, like making the
Yep.
bear do that.
Sure.
Do you personally want to move?
Yeah, let me come up as close as I safely can to the wall of thorns and seeing if there's anything else I could do coming up. But
I mean, since you did your action for now, I mean, move to the most advantageous.
yeah, let me just do that.
Okay. Do you want to go here, or would you like? Honestly, this is
Center.
probably one of the better places. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that. Kind of where I can see line of sight to the couple on the
Yes.
altar.
Okay. And then Creed. And you can like the Wall of Thorns is very thick, but you can kind of see a little bit of like what's happening with people beyond, but you don't know much of what's happening.
Yeah. So there's like no way I can like get over these walls of thorns unless I make a dexterity save or dexterity, and that's only for
if you
half.
do and it's for half, yeah.
Okay, so I guarantee I would die if I if I made it or not. So I can't bypass it other than catching it on fire somehow.
Yeah. So okay. So then you're down. Let me show you. You are
Yeah, I'm
down
at the
here.
end there.
Okay. So do you want to move up and try and burn through a patch?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 40 feet of movement, right?
Yes, 40 feet.
Oh, that's perfect. That gets you right up there.
That's why I
Okay,
was in
and
the
then
back.
Hello, friend.
Hi.
so let's say that you're able to burn let me see
Give
real
us a
quick.
hand here, Clarence.
So you're able to
Prince.
burn the wall of thorns right in front of you.
Okay. Okay, good.
And which I'm trying to select, but it's having a hard time just a minute. Okay. These things, the graphics I use for this are a little unwieldy, but
Yeah, it's okay.
you're able to do that.
Okay, great.
And the
Bear's still there. Yep. Okay,
bear's
so
still
just the one in
there.
front of me. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
So that's your turn.
Yep.
And then now that it's open, you notice something. Now, Camilla, aside from waving that wand, she kind of like when she waved that wand, there were actually happened. Uh, First off, the wall of thorns, but then you know that big uh, bouquet that she was organizing.
Hmm.
So you notice that behind the priest, that the priest, the princess, and the prince, they've all turned towards this big bouquet, and it's started shaking, and they're like kind of backing up slowly. And this bouquet, it suddenly, it rises up and like it has like roots, like these giant green roots. Um, and you can see it right there. It's got these
Thanks, boy.
lovely yellow flowers, but it has these giant green roots. Lifts itself out of the pot that it was in, like it was a giant pot. Uh, you notice that it mingled among the roots are uh, are a bunch of skulls. And let me show you what it looks like real quick.
Scary flower.
Yeah, real quick.
One of your
here.
friends, nature.
A perverse druid.
Let me even, yeah, because I can make it so you guys can see this. Real quick. Controlled by all players. Cool. Now you should be able to see this. Okay. Can you see that?
Ooh,
Yeah, see it. Mm-hmm. Serious dude.
Okay.
creepy crawly.
Yes. You guys
I
don't
know
know
I'm
what
using
this
my
is
water whip home.
yet.
Yeah.
Once your turn comes around, you can roll for it, but it's just this giant, like the top is gorgeous, but the bottom, you just see this, mass of
Mass.
skulls and writhing, roots. Okay. So that thing kind of, it used its turn. It goes after Creed, and it used its turn to kind of get out of and like break a part of the pot and kind of come alive, so to speak. Uh, okay, and then now, as far as what people are doing, uh, we've got the uh, you know Prince Charles and Princess Diana. They just kind of get out of dodge, and the priest is just kind of like prone and scared and kind of like almost like praying to himself. And now it's Flint's. It's Camilla's turn. So Camilla, she she's able to, she puts the wand back. It seems, from what you're seeing, that she's used it for what it was. And now she turns uh, towards Princess Diana, and she goes up to her, and uh, she like grabs her, and it looks like she casts a spell on her, or at least she tries. Let me roll for it. Um, okay. uh, she does what looks like burning hands,
Okay.
and she has the hand up to Princess Diana's face, and the magic kind of like fizzles out, and that was her turn because she moved and she attacked. Very simple. But now it's Flint's turn.
Okay.
Do you want to zap the plant
Yeah.
thing, and I'll follow up with whatever's left?
Yes. Let's. We don't want to do the plant growth. That
Yeah.
would not be appropriate at the moment. Um, but no. And I'd like to do the call lightning spell.
Okay.
Where did it go?
Tell me about that.
Here a minute ago. I had it here, but I seem to misload it. Weird.
Let's see.
Oh, here it is. Got it. Okay, so a storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall and with a 60-foot radius, centered on a point that I can see 100 feet directly above me. When I cast a spell, choose a point that I can see within range. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dexterity saving throw, and a creature takes 3d10 lightning damage on a failed save, or half if they are successful. It lasts up to 10 minutes, and you can use your action to call down lightning in this way again, targeting the same point or a different one. So what I'd like to do is position it such that it strikes lightning at the giant skull plant.
Okay, so somewhere like kind of like right here or something, like far
Yeah,
enough that's
yeah.
not going to hit the priest, but like
Right. I want
Okay.
to take out the plant, but not any of the wedding party.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So you're gonna aim it at the plant.
Correct.
And then okay. And my plant just needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Right.
For half.
Dexterity saving throw, assuming it can move. I mean, if it's a stationary critter, then it may not even get a save. But yeah, it takes 3d10 or half if it makes its save.
Okay, so it rolled a 10. Do you know what the save is?
It'll be
Its
15.
save would be it's got to get a difficulty challenge level 15.
Okay,
So-
yeah. So he failed. So roll that damage.
So 3d10. So 9 and 8 is 17. Well, 16, 25. 25 points of damage.
Ooh, that's a good hit. That's a solid hit. Okay, perfect. So you like it strikes this plant and it starts like just smoking, because that's what happens when plants get struck by lightning. And
Pow! Take
yeah.
that!
You're like, oh, I hope you weren't shocked by that. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly. I shocked myself even.
Yeah. And so you strike this plant and it just it is it like recurls and you almost hear like shrieks from like the base where the skulls are, and then that was great. Do you want to do anything else? Do you want to move at all?
Probably good where you're at. 'cause you said
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot
I'm
of
gonna
spells.
sit tight. I guess if I could get near Jojo just to kind of comfort the animal by being close by. So I think it's like basically I just kind of move around the thorn wall to be next to the animal, next to the bear.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Just to kind of
Yes.
be in close proximity because it's still hurting from being impaled by the thorns.
Okay, perfect. And I'll say that you can even like, because Jojo was thrown into them, I'll say that you can even like kind of like pull him out
Yeah,
and like
that'd be great just to kind of
yeah,
comfort
he's
him.
done. He's not going to be able to do anything else, but you see
Yeah,
that
no,
he's
just-
still
I
has
just
a
felt bad
couple-
for him because I got him
Yeah.
into that mess.
That's true. It's true. And he kind of looks at you like through all the blood that's just kind of seeping through all the wounds and through his fur, and he kind of licks your hand as you like pull him out. And And that's your turn. Okay, now Creed. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to target Camilla. I think the
Okay.
plant. I mean, plant. I'm going to try to get Camilla because she's causing
Yeah.
issues with
Take Camilla. I'll deal with the skull
deal with the
plant.
plant. All right, so I'm gonna try to attack Camilla with the fury of blows, which basically means I attack twice normally, and then I get a second set of 2 attacks as a part of my bonus action.
Oh, great. That's perfect. Okay, roll those.
All right, so I'll just roll damage with one of these. 16 plus 6. Yep.
Okay, that definitely hits.
Okay, so that's 4 points of damage. 11 plus 6, 17
I guess.
with 7 points of damage.
Awesome.
And then this is my fury blows. So now I'm like changing my technique. This was just
Mhm.
like walking, stalking her, like knock her in the face a bunch of times, like I did with the bear.
There you go.
Yeah.
So use the JoJo move on him.
So I got a 19
Woohoo!
Oh, that totally hits.
plus, so that's 7 more points of damage.
Yeah, so the 19 plus 6 would be, if it matters, 26.
Well,
Yeah.
total, yeah.
Yeah.
So then this is my final attack.
Okay.
So I get an 18
Ooh,
plus,
yes.
so that's four more points of damage.
Oh, that's a 4, 7.
He's gotta be
7,
hurting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just did as much damage as he did with this little lightning thing, whatever. Flesh beats spells. Like,
These hands are a registered weapon.
yeah, it's 7 kingdoms.
Oh yeah, before this this happened, she was dressed, she was a bridesmaid. She was dressed up, her hair was done perfectly. She had the makeup on like she was wearing a very elegant gown. And then you just start just like punching her face, just like and like her makeup smudging, like her hair is just a mess. Now, she still has like a defiant look on her face, but like she turns away from Princess Diana and she looks at you and she's like, you just disgust me. You ought to break up my true love for Charles, you dog.
I'll break up your face, pretty girl.
You guys are just snarling at each other. Neither of you are happy couple right now.
Camilla has shown her true colors.
Yes.
Yes. And then next is the flower thing. And also, if either of you ever want to know what it is, just roll a nature check on your turn. I forgot.
We'll
to say
do that
last
after
time.
it's dead.
Yes. So, speaking about dead, the corpse flower is just going to wrap its tendrils around this this priest in front of it, and let's roll to hit. Definitely hits. And the priest is he's a fairly ceremonial priest. He's not very high level. He gets just dragged inside. And you see that it actually here it is. Okay. Oof. That's so something about these corpses or this flower is the fact that it eats this priest, and you see that some of the burnt parts of it actually kind of grow back by a little bit.
So the priest is dead.
You like
The
gobbles
priest
the
is
priest.
gone. He got gobbled up. Priest got basically.
I can use fire.
And so basically you see that a little bit of that healing comes back. Just calculating how much he's healthier now. So healthy. You guys could only wish to be this healthy. Okay, just kidding. Okay, and so now that and then as his next move, you see that this flower, it kind of like shakes almost as if there's a wind in the room, which there isn't. And then it starts climbing up the stained glass window behind. and it gets about, uh, let's see, it gets about 20 feet up, kind of like on the ceiling, just getting somewhat away from you guys, but still in reach for a lot of different kinds of attacks, just not any melee attacks. Uh, so, okay, now it is Camilla's turn, and so she's turned towards you, and she's going to unleash on your pretty little head, actually on both of your heads, a little spell called Stinking Cloud. Have you guys heard of this?
Yes, it's a fun spell. Love Stinking Cloud. Big fan.
Yes. Okay, so first off, let's have you guys. So it creates a 20-foot radius of yellow, nauseating gas, and it's centered around. It's. Let me show you real quick. I can actually make a. Can actually paint it real quick.
What's Clarence doing? He's supposed to be the captain of the guard.
Now he's dealing with.
It's like
We're the only ones doing anything.
dealing with a midlife crisis or something.
The
It's
groom
like,
apparently didn't come with a weapon to the.
I was
to
gonna
the
say, right? It's like
I know
good thing they had us on the guest list.
yeah, I know.
And so, like, actually, it would be bigger.
It's like centered on. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like around here. So let me actually just quickly delete some of those bad circles that I did. And so you guys, I'm going to need you just a minute. Let me just make sure that I'm getting this right. Okay. Nothing happens for now. Nothing happens for now. But then that was Camilla's turn. And okay, so now Flint, you're first. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Okay. Roll 3 plus 2 is 5.
Okay, so on a failed save, you're going to spend your action retching and reeling. So you don't have any like resistance to poison, do you?
He's
Um,
a human, so no.
don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so that was your action. Do you want to move?
Out of the thing at least.
Yeah, I guess if I can. What to do?
You just run just outside of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Let me move to the east to get out of the cloud.
Okay, so to the kind of like right here, right there, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Sure.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. So you get out of the cloud. That's your turn. Creed, can we get a Constitution saving throw from you?
Yeah, of course.
And do you have like resistance to poison or any kind of?
I might have some. I've got resistance to fire, but no poison. So I
resistance to
just
poison? Okay.
I just rolled a 5. So I'm doing the retching, I assume too, right?
Yes. Do you want to try moving anywhere?
Yeah, I want to move just to the left of Camilla, just kind of outside the cloud, maybe.
Okay, so you're thinking like somewhere like right here?
Yep.
Okay. So you do that. Now you are going to give her an opportunity attack. So
That's okay.
real quick, let me just roll for that. And you see that she has in the hand she wasn't casting spells in, she has a little dagger. And she's gonna
That's a
roll.
cute dagger.
It's a cute little dagger that's gonna not hit you because I rolled a
Yeah,
10.
that's what I thought.
Okay.
Reach through
Cool.
the ear.
So that's that was the opportunity attack. That was your turn. And then and JoJo's just throwing up his guts, by the way.
Yeah, he's not having a
'cause
good day.
Let's get
Yeah, he's-
let's start.
he's having a rough day. And so that was that turn, and now the corpse flower is going to. Okay. Just a minute.
Grab the groom, Prince Charles.
And screw that guy. He's not doing anything.
Give him a shove toward the
Yeah, do your
the corpse
thing.
flower.
Yeah, do your thing.
And Prince Charles, you guys see him around the corner, around the pillar, and he's just like, "No, no, I knew this would happen. Mommy took this would happen if I left." And he's like, "I knew I should have married that Diana," and he's being a punk, just off in the corner, and then, let's see, okay, he's gonna attack with, it's a multi-attack actually, and his tentacles have a reach of 10 feet, and he's like 10 feet himself. So even though he's on the ceiling, it's not that high of a ceiling. It's like 20 feet up. So he's still able to reach.
He's attacking the plant.
The plant is attacking Flint, technically.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Can I get
and
Charles between me and the plant?
let me. Oh yeah, I forgot to get rid of this.
Yeah, maybe the corpse
so-
flower eat him and solve all the
Exactly,
problems.
right.
No
so,
more marriage.
Exactly. Hate to break up the wedding, but let's go have some cake.
yeah.
Exactly. So okay, that's an interesting idea. Do you want to kind of like do? What would
Yeah,
that
I'm
be?
putting Charles between me and the crazy plant.
Be a man.
Okay. Okay. So you're kind of like trying to. Let's do. What would that be? Would that be persuasion? Try.
You could just
Uh,
you can go like grapple him and put him in between because he's not going to persuade him to like want to do anything. I'm sure he's like a bumbling.
Be a prince of a man and sacrifice yourself to save one of your subjects.
Okay. So roll an athletics check or a strength check, and it's going to be opposed by Charles, who's not strong. Say that again.
16.
16. Oh yeah, you totally win. So then Charles, you kind of like grapple him in front, and Charles, essentially the plant spends all of its attacks on Charles. Let's see here. Let's.
Also remember you can do the lightning and then attack. Isn't an action to cooldown? Because it stays for 10 minutes, so it's like
Yeah.
it's gonna stick around.
So
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
so wait, hang on. So was that the flowers attack or my turn?
That was the flowers attack.
The flowers turn. Okay.
So-
Yeah. So when my turn comes, I'm going to try to zap it with the lightning again. But go ahead.
So yeah, Charles is kind of wrecked. He's only got a few hit points left. He got hit 2 of the 3 tentacle attacks.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a fun time. So then that's the plant's turn, and this is around the time that you see someone enter the room. It seems like he was busy elsewhere, but
Captain Guard.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
captain. It's Clarence. He,
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to turn.
Man, like I had a bad feeling about this guy.
So he, you see him come off to the right here,
Okay.
and he's like, "What the heck is happening in here?" And so he's like, "What the wedding? No, I knew this would happen. I knew this day would suck." And so he runs, and he double moves. Do you guys like fill him in on any of the stuff that's happening? He seems
I
confused.
feel like attack the big plant thing is good enough reason.
That's right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So he
Attack
just
the
runs
plant.
up, and he had to use a double move to get up there, but luckily he has a bonus action that allows him to attack once. Let's see. Oh, he misses. But
At least he's trying.
okay, exactly. And so that was that turn. Camilla gets to go next. She rolls a 3, so she spends her turn also retching in her own gas cloud. She had to
That
kind of
would be
do
very
it
clever of
close.
her.
Well, she was trying to do something. She was trying to do a thing, okay?
Give her a break.
Uh,
Not
so
been a good
she-
day for her either.
So she moves up here out of the gas cloud,
Does
and
the guy get an attack of opportunity since he passes her up?
so he doesn't know that Camilla's done this. He's been out of the room the whole time.
Okay, so she just sees Camilla like run out. Okay,
Well, yeah, he just sees that she was in there and runs out, and he's like, "Oh,
okay, fair
whatever,"
enough.
you know. Now you guys can inform him anytime. But
Yes.
Yeah.
but as far as it goes, that was her turn, and then Flint, your turn. Go ahead.
Flint. I shout out, "Kill Camilla!" And then
She's
I
a traitor.
call, and I call, like, yeah, she's a traitor. And then I call lightning to attack the carrion flower again.
So with that, with Call Lightning, does it just strike one target, or does it strike everyone around?
It's
it?
within 5
It's-
feet of
right.
the strike.
point. 5 feet
Oh,
of the
so
point.
you could hit both of them if you want. Like if you like went right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Okay. And we
Boom.
both roll.
Yeah.
So-
for half
yeah.
damage.
Yeah, dexterity gives half damage if you're successful.
Okay. What am I trying to hit here?
You're trying to beat a 15.
Yeah, Camilla didn't. Let's see about the other one. Oh, yeah, the flower's fine. Flower's a-okay.
Flower gets half. All right.
Laura, enjoy the juice.
The juice. Okay, so roll that damage for Camilla first.
Camilla. So Camilla takes 12, 16 points of damage.
Oh heavens. Okay, and then the flower would take 8 then.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Or would we roll separately for the flower damage?
I feel like it's going to be the same lightning strike, and it's just like, hey,
Okay.
how well did they dodge? So
Fair enough.
okay, so 8, 16. Let's see where she's at.
She's got to be
I'm just
low.
doing math.
Man.
Okay, you see that she's bloodied, and that she's having a rough time. She doesn't look on death's doorstep yet, but she's getting there. The
Okay.
flower, it seemed to have enjoyed that tasty priest, and it's not doing as badly as it was, but it's still, it's still got some damage going on. Okay, so that was Flint. Anything else you'd like to do? You used your action. Do you want to move anywhere, or are you fine?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
think I'm just going to sit tight.
Okay. Great. And then Creed, your turn.
All right. So I'm going to do Draconic Breath Weapon since she's so nicely moved in line of within a cone of her and the flower. And then,
And I'll say that the princess left and ran. or
okay,
something.
probably a
She's
smart-
smart.
She's the only clever one of the group.
She's the only one with the brain in the whole place.
All right. So
Okay.
the first attack will be that Draconic Breath Weapon, and then I'm going to spend another key point doing Fury of Blows on Camilla.
Okay. Do you want to move up then
Yes.
and like get right here? I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Breath Weapon is a fire breath weapon, causes 2d6 worth of damage with a 12 dex saving for half, and everything on the area is caught on fire.
Okay. So and that's going to hit both of them.
Yes.
And so a dex save to see if it's half.
Yeah. So I'll roll this. I guess is it better to roll 2 6-sided die versus the? Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Right. So 11 points of damage.
And what are they? What's the saving throw for the dexterity?
12.
Like what are they? Okay, so the Camilla rolled a natural 15 plus like 5. So like actually it's not 5. I was wrong about that one. It's 2. Plus 2. So she's fine. She gets half. The
Yep.
flower though rolled a natural 1. And
Nice.
as I recall, I want to say that this is, yeah, it's weak to fire, so it's double damage. So how much damage was it?
Go, Dragon Boy.
Yes. That's good.
And how much did you roll for the?
11.
So it was 11, so 22 points
22
of damage.
points.
Okay, for the flower, and you know what? Since it actually rolled a natural one, uh, I'm gonna say that something about the combination of how dry it got from the lightning mixed with that fire, which I'm just doing this because it's natural one. It's actually going to be doubled again, so
Doubled
it's
again, so like
44.
44 points of
Whoa.
damage. So like
Vroom.
lights like a light bulb.
Yeah, I was gonna
of
say.
flame. The screechings.
And it
I
looks
like
in a
this.
bad
I
shape.
like this. I like this combo. You hit him with the light, and I hit him with the fire. Oh, so then I do my fury of blows on Camilla.
Yes.
So I'll roll for that.
Oh, and so it was 11 was the normal damage, right? So
11
she
was
takes half
normal.
of that.
Yeah, so
Correct.
she gets 5 or 6 or however you want to split
Yeah,
it.
I'll do a 6.
Okay.
Okay. So flurry of blows, go.
Okay. So I get a 20.
Whoa! Woohoo!
Nat 20,
Okay.
baby.
Nat
So
20.
I'm gonna roll damage here.
Yes.
So it's 4 plus, so that's 7 points of damage
Times 2. Okay.
times 2, so 14 points of damage.
That's awesome.
And then I'll roll again for my second attack. Oh, this guy's great. So 14 plus 6, so it's 21. 20, and that's okay.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
That hits.
And then another 4 points of damage.
Okay, she looks like she's just right on her deathbed, and she's real close. She kind of starts looking around, panicked at this point. But now it's the court, and it's struggling. It's had a lot of stuff happen. It's still focused on this prince in front of it that you grappled and held up so kindly, and so it uses its attack, and let's see if it hits. Oh yeah, it hits, and it actually drags Prince Charles in, and then it absorbs him. He's gonna
That's the second
get.
time that's happened today.
I know.
I have to hit him with a 1-2 punch again.
Exactly right.
Okay, and let me. I've got to do calculations. He's gaining life, losing life. Okay, perfect. So I figured out what the damage was. So this flower, it's had a rough time, but it's also had some nice little tasty morsels to help it get back to tip top shape. And so that yeah. And so then that's its turn. Now it's the captain's turn. And the captain, all he heard was like, "Oh, kill Camilla." And he's like, "Kill Camilla, but she's the maid of honor, you idiots. What do you want? We're supposed to attack the monster."
Attack the monster, man. Make up your mind. Just do damage.
He's like, "Fine, I don't know why you want me attacking the guests. I mean, you didn't really explain yourself." And so he
Attack the-
starts
Kill the plant.
Kill the plant thing. What explain do we need to do, man?
So he has a multi-attack. Let me pull up.
Kill
this
the
thing
plant.
and
Kill the
see.
plant.
Don't worry, we'll take care of Camilla. You take care of the plant.
What? What do you mean take care of Camilla? Why
We're
aren't you
making her.
attacking the
We're making sure she doesn't cast stinking cloud or any of the other nonsense. She tried to burn the princess.
Oh gosh. And so he's just confused, but he's going to attack the plant. So he hits both those times.
All right.
me-
Make it count, Clarence.
Okay. 14. Actually, it's
Kill
plus
it, Captain.
that. So it's 20 points of damage.
Nice.
He crushed it. He hit with both of his attacks. Okay. And then that's his turn, and now it's Camilla's turn, and she's kind of doing a last ditch effort thing here. She's going to blink.
She's gonna blink.
Yeah, and then she gets something out of her eye. Just kidding. It's Yeah, so she's gonna use the blink spell. Which have you guys ever heard of this one?
It might give you movement speed. I forget. I don't know what it does off the top of my head.
Gonna
Okay.
move around and like teleport to like another location, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll
Yes.
jump to her.
So she's got a so she casts this. It's one action, and it's a roll a d20 at the end of each turn, and then if she rolls high enough, then she gets to go away to the ethereal plane, and then she pops out. So she's basically just trying to just get out. So she does it, and she casts blink,
Good.
but she rolled a one, so she doesn't actually blink out of existence right now. So
Sounds like an eldritch horror or something.
I know, and so she tried to escape. It didn't work this turn, but you know that's her turn. She's gonna try and get away and hide behind this flower. You get an attack of opportunity, though, Creed.
Yes, I
use
do.
the opportunity.
I will use the opportunity. All right, so I'll roll
Okay.
damage 2 as well. So I get 2. Do I just get a single attack?
Just a single attack for an attack of opportunity.
18
Plus,
Yeah.
6.
That hits. That hits.
24.
What's the damage?
So that's 5 points of damage.
Okay. Let's see here. Just making sure that I've got everything.
See that I'm getting the water whip out.
She's really close
That's
to being
right.
dead.
Don't make me get my water whip.
Sorry, what'd you say, Tanner?
Close to being dead. She's not quite. So she's like
Oh.
basically dragging herself, and she like leans up, like against the stained glass, and you hear her just being, "No, it should have been my wedding day. It should have been perfect. It should have been mine." And she's like, she's really looking kind of delirious. And then now it is Flint's turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to
Lightning bolt,
focus the lightning on the plant and Camilla. The
Okay.
coup de grace.
And
So,
I'm
so
going
they
to
have
say
to save versus dexterity.
that. Okay, Camilla got really bad. She got like a 4. So
4,
she gets.
so she's gonna get
yeah.
full whatever damage you roll.
3
And
die
then
10.
for- Oh, yeah. Both of them failed. So full damage.
Yeah, full damage, baby.
So 9 points of damage for everybody.
Okay. Camilla's dead.
Zapped.
And so she just, the lightning just courses through her, and the glass and the stained glass window behind them breaks, and she kind of falls like backwards through it, just like kind of half in, half leaning out, just still. And the plant just kind of shrieks, almost like a ghostly wail, as it gets just rocked by this. It looks like it has just a little bit more of health left. And Creed, you want to follow up?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to do all the cool moves. So I'm gonna cast Fangs of Fire Snake. So when you use an attack turn on your action, you can spend 1 flame to stretch out from your fists and feet. You can reach your unarmed strike increases by 10 feet for that action, as well as for the rest of the turn. Hit with such attack deals fire damage instead of bludgeoning damage, and you spend an additional key point when your attack hits. You can also deal an additional 1 die 10 versus fire damage.
Going all the way.
I'm going all the way. So I'm gonna. So that basically uses 2 key points. So I have spent 2. So now I'm down to my last key point.
Okay.
After this.
That's great.
So I'm gonna roll for damage and the die 10, which is these guys. Okay. So 17 plus 6 is 23.
Okay. That
So then
yeah.
I rolled. So then for the unarmed strike, it's 6 damage, and then since I did the additional key point, it's 10 points of fire damage.
10 points. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
Okay.
16 full.
16
16
additional points of damage, including fire against
Yeah.
the plant.
plant man.
Oh heavens. Okay,
Sneak.
that didn't finish it, but like, hot dang, is that a multi attack that you're doing?
It's just the
It's the special
It's
attack,
just the-
the
it's
fangs
just-
of fire or whatever it was.
Nice.
I guess I do it. I mean, it's just an attack. It's just I think it's you use it on the attack action of your turn. So I guess I do get to attack a second time because I have my extra attack, right? Or does that count as the?
I feel like it. I think you do get a normal attack in addition to
Okay.
that.
And then since I did that first, does the additional damage for the fire also modify the second attack?
Oh, does it say that it carries over and that like it's got a duration?
Yeah, so it says the hit with such attack deals fire damage instead of bludgeoning, and if you spend the additional key point, it also
It's
does
for the rest of the turn.
rest of the turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I actually, since that is a specific action, I think that's probably your turn.
Okay, fair enough. Otherwise, I'd get
and-
like double damage
know.
that.
Okay, he's man, he's hurting badly. Okay, now it's the captain's turn. Well, no, actually, it's the corpse flower's turn. And since the corpse flower hates Flint with a fiery passion, he's gonna do 3 tentacle attacks at you.
Leave me alone!
3 cute
You
little tentacle
dastardly
attacks.
plant.
Okay, that one rolled off. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Teehee. And okay, so okay, roll a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, or try and beat that.
10 plus 2 is 12.
Okay, you didn't beat it, so you get 4 bludgeoning damage, but you're going to take 1. You're going to take 15 poison damage on top of that.
Ouch. Okay.
Okay, and then that was one of its attacks. It's going to attack again. Does a 14 hit?
No. Missed
Okay,
me.
and then for its final attack, it's a nat 20.
Ooh.
Oh heavens. Okay, so nat 20. I'm gonna roll the normal bludgeoning damage. Oh gosh, darn it. Oh cool. I rolled 2 6s on 2d6. So that's 12 plus 2, 14, 24. Are you still up?
No.
Now I'm down. -1.
Okay, so and then yeah, that's so you're down. And this flower's turn is over. Okay, and then the captain, he's going
Crack this.
Avenge me, Dragon Man!
the captain swung twice, and unlike last time where he just had bangers, he missed both times. Okay,
Okay.
and then Camilla's gone. Flint, it's your turn again. Roll a death save.
Death save.
Yeah, that's just a d20. If you get above a 10, it's a success. If it's below a 10, it's a failure.
Can you modify Constitution at all?
No, I think it's just a
Okay.
straight check.
So I was under 10.
Okay, so that counts as 1 failure. If you get 3 of those, you die. If you get 3 successes, then you're alive. You
Okay.
stabilize.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, now it is Creed. It's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna do. All right, yeah. So I'm just gonna spend my last key point and do Fury of Blows. That gives me 4 attacks effectively
Okay.
against Flower Boy. So I get an 18 plus 6, so that's
That hits.
24. 5 points of damage, and then I get a 4 plus 6, a 10.
10 hit.
Nope.
Okay. And I go to that. That's my Fury of Blows part. So 13 plus 6, 19.
Yep.
So 5 points of damage. And a 3, so that misses.
Okay. Perfect. He's. Oh man. I think if you had hit that last one, he would have been down. But
Yeah.
okay. Now it's the flower's turn, and he's going to go he's going to go ham on you this time. So does an 11 hit?
No.
Oh gosh, a 9 doesn't hit.
Nope.
Okay, 19.
That hits.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
20. Natural 20.
Oh
So that
gosh,
gives me
okay.
a 21.
So first take 8 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you don't take any poison damage.
Nice.
So, and that was his turn. The captain is going to swing.
Finish him,
the cap-
Captain.
Captain, okay, he sucked with his first one, but he got his last one. Let's see how much damage he does. Oh yeah, he does 10 damage. So the captain like cleaves into him, and just destroys it. And I think and the flower falls, and and everyone's quiet for a moment.
And then there's applause.
Yeah, I immediately run over to Flint and try to stabilize him.
And roll to stabilize.
So we'll modify that. Would that be like medicine? Or is it just a no?
Yes.
Just a,
Yeah, do medicine.
all right, so 7 plus 2, so yeah, so just the 9.
So you're trying to help him, and he's like bleeding out. And he's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Is there a cleric in the
die.
house?
and you you ask that, and Princess Diana, she comes over and she's like, the yellow smoke at this point has kind of dissipated, thankfully, but she comes over and she says, "Here, let me try," and let me get rid of these real quick. And she rolls for medicine. Okay, she got it,
Woohoo!
and you stabilize.
Yay.
And then you kind of like wake up for a second, and you both are near her, and she tells you, she's like, "I don't know what I would have done without you two today. I only wish that I didn't have you go on those silly errands for nothing." And she kind of like starts crying.
So I get a console her, I guess. I roll to console.
Okay.
Roll to console.
First off, roll persuasion.
Okay. I guess I'll count the roll I just did because I don't want to metagame. But so I got a 0 for persuasion, so just a 5.
So just a 5. Okay, what do you say? What does a 5 persuasion comforting look like?
We've got the cake out back. We did save the cake. I mean, there's, your fiance did die and the priest did get eaten and your best friend did betray you, but there is cake in the back.
That's actually good.
And she kind of like, she just like starts crying a little bit faster while you two are laughing. And the captain of the guard, Clarence, he kind of smacks both of you on the back of the head. He's like, "Hey, have some freaking respect here right now." He's like, but then he kind of gets close and he's like, I will take you up on that cake though. Today's been awful. And so she's crying, and they start cleaning up, and this kind of down in history as just they call it the corpse wet, and they just the Princess Diana, she did eventually get married, but it was much later. She was honestly terrified of weddings after that, but she did fine. She became queen without being wed, because then that kind of helped them disband that kind of belief that like, hey, you need to get married to make this happen, because they were like, well, she tried to make this work and literally the worst thing happened, you know?
Mhm.
And so, honestly, the kingdom recovered. They did searching into it, and it seemed like, in an earlier period, Camilla and Charles had dalliances, little letters back and forth. One even as recent as 3 months prior.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's a good thing that the flower ate the guy then.
Yes, exactly.
Added
And
bonus.
I mean, and Princess Diana, that kind of helped, but she was distrustful. But forever after, she would invite you both over, because she just knew that she could trust you, and you became, much like how her father had invited, Creed's master, and Flint himself over. She did the same, and you guys were able to counsel her in many different matters. Go drinking often, as Creed was always suggesting that they do.
Lots of fire water was
Must've-
consumed and shared amongst the group.
You must imbibe a drink of my local people.
Yeah, and she's like, Creed, you have a problem, but this is really good. Uh,
But it is really good stuff, though.
and they didn't all live happily ever after, but they lived, and it was a good time. Good job, guys.
Excellent. Excellent. Hey, very good.
Hooray.
Thanks, Tanner. This was good fun.
What happened to the bear?
Were
Oh,
we able to get him recovered? Were we able to save him?
you know what? Yes, and he spent all
Yay!
his time in
There was much rejoicing. Awesome.
Man, you did
That
really
was
well
good
with
fun.
with the bear situation, because I was planning for that to be a little bit more messy, because there was like that hedge maze, and I was gonna have him like, I didn't think that you had a skill that would like help calm him down, because if not, he
Yeah.
was gonna lead you on a little chase through that maze, and
Oh,
but you guys
yeah.
solved that real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. That was good. That
Fists
was
of
fun.
Fury.
Animal friendship won
Fists
the
of
day.
Fury.
Animal friendship won the day.
The second time,
There you
anyway.
go. Right.
I know.
Excellent.
Gosh,
That was good.
yeah, Don, James, great to meet you in person, and also just to play with you guys. That was really fun.
Yeah.
You did really well.
Yeah,
Fun.
awesome. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a fun little scenario. Great one shot. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, I hope you guys both have an awesome Saturday and weekend.
Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah, you too. Thanks for taking time to prepare the scenario and DM it for us.
Appreciate it. Thank
Of
you.
course. Hey, see you guys.
All right. Take good care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay.